people might.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to the February 4th School Committee meeting. I'd like to call the meeting to order, and I'd like to have everybody rise and do the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All righty. All right, so our mission statement: together with staff, families, and the community, we empower all students to thrive within a culture of academic excellence in a creative and innovative environment where everyone is safe, respected, and valued. Our vision: inspired to learn, empowered to explore, and prepared to act. And I'd like to wish all of the Canal men and women good luck in their games tonight. We have two hockey games and we have one basketball game. So good luck to you guys. And then we have All-Star Review tonight, practice. So we have a lot of fun things happening at Bourne Public Schools. Do we have anybody here or would like to comment from the public? No? Okay. All right. Nobody here. Reports and presentations. So chairperson's report. So I'd like to just chat a little bit about our visitor that we had at Bourndale Elementary, Commissioner Rodriguez. He
Martinez.
I'm sorry, Martinez. Rodriguez.
Close it, rhymes.
Okay, sorry. I don't know why I had to Rodriguez. So Martinez came to the Bourndale Elementary School on Friday morning, was it? Oh gosh, yeah, Friday morning. And he walked to the school and visited a few teachers that showed him what they were doing academically, and he met with 8 or 10 teachers, did he too? Yes, and it was amazing. I mean, he was so impressed with...
It was nice you could be there too.
Oh my goodness, oh gosh, thank you. But so impressed with Bourndale. I get goosebumps, I'm a little much, but he was just so impressed with everybody. And then after the tour, something that stuck out in my head when he was in Mrs. Kelly's class, he was just in awe that the children were reading at that level, in January. And it was kind of neat for me to see that. I'm not an educator, surprise. And but it was just really nice to see that. And then after he walked the classrooms, he met with 8 to 10 teachers, and it was just such a really nice back and forth conversation. He was so complimentary, and he really, really wanted to hear what the teachers had to say, which was great. Do you have anything to add?
I have a slideshow for later.
I can have that.
Or I can do it now. I'd be more than happy to.
Do you want to do it now?
Yeah, it
Sure.
says a lot
Can
of
I
what
just
you
ask
said,
you?
but with pictures.
So what prompted the visit?
Good question.
Sure, here, let me pull it up for you.
Dr. Joe's going to answer that.
Okay.
Because you were...
Because you have to see some of these smiling faces.
Yes.
So
Oh, it was
I'll put this up
amazing.
while we talk about it.
look.
So he's new. He started July 1st. We had an interim for about a year before when the former Commissioner Riley left, and so he was chosen, and he really wanted to get into school districts. And so knowing that, we told him right away, come to Bourne. So he was actually supposed to come in November on his way through to Hyannis to the MASS conference. So that got canceled for some reason. So he said, I promise I'll come back. And actually, he promised so much that he's coming back twice. So he came to see, I knew, he's always been a champion of early literacy, so I knew that he needed to see what was happening at Bourndale. And I'll show you in the slides how wonderful it was. And he also is very interested in all of the career pathways, early college. So he's a big kind of, on both ends, a big proponent of both. And so he'll come back March 4th. the same morning as our next school committee meeting to tour the high school and kind of learn about all those great things. But yeah, I have to say, he was so impressed. They want to send camera crews in.
They do,
For best
yes, yeah.
practices. It's a testament to the work that Liz has been doing, and actually her teachers were really complimentary of the support that they have. And it's a testament to all that we've been doing as a district through our literacy plan, through our SIPs, through all of it. So I'll go through quickly. I also enjoyed being there. So this gives you some of the flair for where he was visiting. Also, it was our Great Kindness Challenge, and so, Mrs. Carpenito did a wonderful job of the Bourne fun facts, and kind of what you're going to walk into is all of this. It's in the mix of a really wonderful celebration and everything else. So he was first visited and welcomed by the 2 student council leaders. That's what we have in the front. One from first grade, one from second grade, because we have 70, how many students?
We have 62 students between first and second grade on student council.
62 students in the student leadership roles, which he was already impressed by that. So these 2 were chosen by their peers, and they were very excited to greet him. Then he had a discussion with school leaders. You can see some of us around the table, and his special assistant, Dr. Regina Robinson. So she came on this visit. She and I had talked even a few years ago. She already knows the good work that's happening here in Bourne. You can see our illustrious school committee chair there, and some of our different school leaders. That was a great conversation. It kind of helped prime the pump to tell him, what we've been working on and what he's going to see. We also wanted him to really know how integrated we were and how inclusive we were. I mean, we're a welcoming place to begin with, but that we really have so many of our special ed students pushed in rather than pulled out, and that it's very inclusive. So he was really impressed with that. So you can see this was in Mrs. McKinnon's kindergarten, where they were doing phonics work, which is the U-Fly curriculum, if you don't remember hearing about that last year. And then he visited in Mrs. Kelly's classroom, where they were doing writer's workshop, and this is our new Hegarty curriculum. And so if you remember, we have ARC as our main literacy curriculum, but one thing he really noted was no curriculum can do it all. And so through our teachers' work and our literacy committees, we've actually rebuilt it with all these extra supports for phonics and for writing. He was really impressed. Mrs. Kelly was showing him the student work. We could see it from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. It's really great. And then we rounded out our visit. So we saw K 1 and 2. Pre-K is not in session on Fridays, otherwise we would have fit him in there too. And this is a Mrs. Stanton's second grade class. And they were also working on literacy workshops. So we got to kind of see it all put together, where students had choice. They were working on some different skills. And so you could see how they were working kind of independently with the teacher. We had paraprofessionals in there, some of our special educators. So he could see how vibrant and kind of exciting these classes were. But like I told him before he walked in, I said, when you walk in, you won't be able to locate the teacher right away, because everyone's working. Everyone is doing their thing in small groups and whatever. And he was like, oh, yeah. It was amazing. So he got to talk, to a lot of the kids, and then obviously ended up going and speaking with Mrs. Stanton as well. And then as Chair Beal said, we rounded out the afternoon with a roundtable discussion with teachers from each grade and different specialist subjects, paraprofessional ESPs, and it really was a nice conversation where his main question was, what can we do at the department to help you? So we talked about more funding for literacy, funding for universal pre-K, but really knowing that these things take time to build. You can have great plans, but it takes time for year over year for teachers to figure out what they need, work together, and then we need to trust our teachers that they have the expertise if you give them enough time to do it. So that was my takeaway. He wants to bring a camera crew back and see best practices. He also gave us a shout out in his Commissioners Weekly, so we were mentioned to the whole state, which was really great. So I don't know, Liz, I don't want to put you on the spot, but is there anything you'd want to add?
Yeah, you captured the whole thing. I think the best compliment he could have made was the teachers made it look so easy and so flawless, but he fully recognized that it's not. And that was a big piece. He said, even walking in, I see that you have everything well orchestrated, but I also was aware of the student needed something over here, well, this student needed this over here, and that teacher needed the direction over here. And he saw all those pieces working together, which was very validating, I think, for the teachers to hear that. So he was so kind and so humble, and it was great.
He spoke about
Yeah.
his siblings who are educators and
yes, I was
how
gonna say
he
that.
really understood, how hard teachers work. And he has a lot of siblings, just like you.
Yes,
And
yep.
so it was really fun to hear, his background and where he came from. So
Yes.
yeah, I thought it was a great visit. It really put us in a beautiful light in the state, which I already know our educators are amazing and our kids are amazing, but it was nice to see and
Absolutely.
hear that.
Yes.
And he'll be back.
Yes, I know. I can't wait for him to come back at the high school. But he was talking about his sister, and she kind of puts him in his place and, tells him what he should be doing. And so, like you said, he's so humble, Mrs. Carbonino, and so kind and so approachable, so that was amazing to see. Okay, well, thank you very much for that presentation, Dr. Joe. All righty, so correspondence and announcements. I don't think we have anything more, right, from the
I
chair?
can help
No,
with
I
the
don't think.
correspondence.
Correspondence, okay.
So this came in a few days ago. I know that the town is already aware of it.
Oh, thank you.
Because I made sure, that they got it as well, because on this particular one, it wasn't sent to the town. But basically, this is an excess and deficiency for Upper Cape Tech, which basically means that they had more money than they were able to spend, and therefore, at some point in time when it goes over, it has to get sent back to the towns. So, other than that, because it was sent to us, I thought it was a good correspondence. And then there was one that came in recently that I wanted to make sure that everybody got in their emails. So I just copied my email. MASC annually has an advocacy day on the Hill, and I know that some colleagues have really enjoyed going to this. I don't know if you'd like to go, but hoping that you all got the email, and then if you'd like to, I believe I'd be available that day too, because sometimes superintendents attend. So it's a lot of fun. You would meet with your own legislative teams. You would see Dave Vieira, Julian Sear, Dylan Fernandez, Rep. Zaros, but they really are, that day is just for education. So it's really a nice day.
Okay, could we all go, or does that interfere with the open
I
meeting
think-
law, or?
I think you'd have to check into that, but at least
Okay.
3 could, or at
Yeah.
least you're not in the same rooms at the same time. So
Oh, okay,
sometimes
yeah,
people
so we'll
split up and
figure
meet
that out,
different-
yeah.
different people,
That would
yeah.
be really interesting.
So I do believe there's a
Thank
full
you.
agenda, and you can see, so it starts in the auditorium, there's lunch, there's meetings, so it is something that we'd register for.
Okay, all right.
Okay?
Sounds
So
good.
do let me know if you'd like me to attend.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All righty, student advisory report. Zoe Noonan.
So we're looking at January from high school. There was a good amount of stuff that happened, but I would try to keep it short because I know we have a long meeting. We had DECA, the Lunar New Year, and a couple other things. So the DECA district competition was the first week that we were back from vacation. It was Thursday and Friday. 88 BHS students participated in the District 8 competition, which was in Hyannis. And they were part of 15 different schools that were there. And they competed in 27 of the 28 possible categories. We had students competing in top places, placing in top places, and categories earning a spot to states, including Lily Demora, Dion Patel, Sophia Hallinan, Hayden Seeley, and Jonathan Satushi. 15 participants have advanced to states in total, and Bourne earned 29 out of 29 top 10 spots and 15 medallions. I wish I could tell you what exactly that meant. I can't. And then moving on the 24th, the high school hosted the Lunar New Year celebration, which was open to the public, and it was to just recognize the culture across the school, and I believe one of the parents in the community helped fund it, and it was open to the public. There was a ton of different events. I unfortunately was unable to go. I know Dr. Joe was there, so I don't know if you want to say anything else about it, but there's a bunch of really cool pictures from it. Do you want to add to
Colors are beautiful.
Sure, it looks amazing. I'm happy to add to it, and also, Kat, because it was co-sponsored with the DIB committee and the early ed through Maura Dankert. She was one of the main organizers, and then 2 parents were the main organizers as well, and it was just amazing. So what you're seeing here is the beginning of the lion dance, which if you haven't seen a lion dance before, do look at it. I know that Bourne TV was there, so we might be able to see kind of a roundup of it in moving and video. But it was really well attended. Mrs. Dankert, as you know, is also a big Canalman basketball fan, so she knew to put it during the time the basketball game was, and so we had a lot of trickle over.
Oh, that was a good idea.
It was really smart,
That's
yeah. So we
awesome.
had, it was just an amazing event. Lots of people from the community came together. I just really enjoyed myself.
I did too. I volunteered, and we ran one of the tables. The kids were so cute.
Oh.
And they did everything. They went table to table, and they really enjoyed themselves. It was fun.
That's great. Oh, that's awesome.
What I heard from people who were from Asian descent, what they said is, this is so great to share my culture with other people.
Oh.
Now, I'm an honorary Asian. My kids would always say, Mommy, you're Chinese too, because, we have so many of the traditions. So for me, it was really wonderful to kind of share that with people. And then other folks said, like, I've never seen anything like this. This is really, really cool. Because Lunar New Year is a really big deal. It's like putting regular New Year and Christmas together, right? It's like this supersized event, and actually in China they kind of take off 10 days. It's a big vacation. Yeah, I know for the people actually, especially like international students who are here during Lunar New Year and they don't have that celebration, it feels like a piece of them's missing. So it was really nice to have this here for us. They hope to do it every year. We'll see.
Nice.
The actual Lunar New Year is February 17th, so we were a little on the early side, but it was great to celebrate it.
Yeah. It's
The
nice
lion
to.
dance was amazing.
Oh,
It was
gosh, yeah.
amazing.
So
I think
fun.
everybody should see it at least
That's
once.
awesome.
Yeah, it really was awesome.
Is
Yeah,
that on
watch it
our
on Bourne
website,
TV.
the dance from
I
the
think that we're-
pictures and videos on the website?
So to answer your question, Madam Chair, the Bourne TV will be putting that out.
Oh, awesome.
So what I'll do is, I just looked, when Dr. Joe brought it up, they don't have it created yet and posted to their
gotcha.
site. But once it's there, I can certainly link it to our website.
Perfect.
They
Yeah,
do
that would
such
be
a nice
so
job.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They really did.
We did
Thank
post
you.
on social
You're welcome.
media. Yeah, there's
Oh,
some
yes,
posts, but yeah.
yes, yep. Awesome.
And it was in the Enterprise as well.
That's so great. And it's so nice to hear it was well attended on a Saturday as well. That's good, yeah.
Very well attended.
That's
You can see
good.
in that one picture in the corner, I got showered with cabbage. That was really funny. They pulled Maura Dankert and I into the middle, and then they threw up all the cabbage in the air. And so I was showered with good luck.
Oh, that's good luck?
It's wonderful. I'm
Oh.
hopeful that,
I'll have
the
to
year will
try
be
that
good.
at home.
I wasn't sure what that meant.
That was a first for me, too. I've never been an honored guest showered in cabbage. It was fantastic.
Oh my gosh, that's great. My husband's allergic to cabbage, so I don't think I would do that.
It was puppy lettuce. Yeah, it was supposed to be cabbage.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's awesome.
Zoe, okay.
And then to wrap it up, this week is our Spirit Week for Canal Cup, which is on Saturday. So we had Jersey Day Monday, just like a hockey player yesterday. Today was USA Day. Tomorrow is our Pajama Day, which we're calling Goodnight Nights. And
cute.
Friday we have Pep Rally and Color Wars situation going on, and then the game is on Saturday. And that is all I have.
Nice. The game's at 7, is it?
Yes, it's not 8, it's 7.
7. Perfect. All right. Thank you, Zoe. That was a great presentation. Love the pictures. All righty. So I think we will close.
We have to wait till 6:30.
Oh, we have to wait till
To actually
6:30.
open it. So we can keep going.
Okay. Oh, okay. So reports and presentations. You want to do that, Dr. Joe?
Yes.
All right. Perfect. Thank you.
I believe my actual speech was left on the printer. That's okay. But I know Mr. Ashworth so well that I can do this from memory. So, so Mr. Ashworth cannot be here tonight because appropriately he is coaching. But we
Figures.
will present this to him at another time to be determined, which we know when it is, but we're not telling him because it's a surprise. So Mr. Ashworth received, for his exceptional skills, relentless dedication, and spirited teamwork, he's did the distinguished honor of the Massachusetts Secondary Schools Athletic Director Association, or MSSADA, District 8 Athletic Director of the Year. So he has been in our schools with us for over 34 years. He'll be retiring on his birthday, which is this weekend. Yes, but this stands on its own. This is due to all of the amazing work that he did with us for, I believe, over 15 years as the athletic director. And I have to say, if any of you know, which many of you know, Mr. Ashworth, coach, his reputation precedes him. So even before I was in this district, I knew who Scott Ashworth
Oh,
was.
I think everybody
Because
does,
my
yeah.
AD in my past district would tell me how great he is. He was just someone that everyone looked up to, like a coach of all coaches, and he just cares so much and loves the Canalmen. But I think what I'm most fond of Scott is he's very easy to laugh and very personable, and we met at least monthly, and he would talk about how much he doesn't know about sailing, and I would ask questions because I didn't know about any other sport. So he helped fill me in. But he really leaves a legacy here. As you know, he retired early from the AD position to allow someone else to take the helm, and so Katie Alexander is doing a phenomenal job. But he will be missed. I believe we will still see him, though. I certainly hope to see him in the purple. So we'll present this to him in a time to be determined, but we did want it to be on the record and recognize him for this really great honor that stands alone.
Unbelievable, yeah.
So I think we should maybe give him a round of applause.
Yes, absolutely. Can I type in just
Please,
a couple
yes.
words? So Coach Ashworth coached both of my boys in football, and of course I get really like, we're going to cry. No, he was just absolutely amazing. He was, wasn't too hard on them, wasn't too easy on them, and just always made them feel included. They didn't play football as little boys. They're bigger kids, so they were linemen. I think that's what they were. Yeah, I don't really keep track of the positions, but he was just amazing throughout all of the years that he coached them and their friends, and so we're really going to miss him, and we thank him very much for his service to the Bourne Public Schools. All righty.
So we already had our slideshow. So at this point, I moved the district calendar and events report up so that the principals could do that.
Oh,
so I
yay.
don't know
Okay.
who would like to go first,
would
but
like
we'll
to
do
go?
events and announcements. Great.
All
So many
right.
amazing things happening right now.
Mrs. Carpenino?
Hello.
Hello.
So we get to talk about the Commissioner Report and the Great Kindness Challenge. I would like to thank the counselors. They do an amazing job putting things together for the students and the staff. I think the Commissioner caught a glimpse of the rock, paper, scissors challenge of the staff. It was really fun that he got to see the building in that light, too. We've had fun, I'm sure it'll be talked about later, jumping on the Spirit with the high school, working on the Road to Canal Cup. Yesterday, we were treated to the high school students coming over and reading to our kiddos. It's always so fun to watch who is having more fun, honestly. The littles love looking up to these kids, and you'd think Bobby Orr walked through the front door of our school. But then in the same respect, it's hard to get the boys out of the building because they're having so much fun. We're going to go find them in classrooms on the floor playing games with the kids and just taking pictures. So we really love and appreciate any time the high school kids come over. Next week is Shamrock's birthday. If anybody remembers Shamrock, that's a biggie. I was asking the student council what I needed to put on our report, and that made top billing. So Shamrock's birthday is next week. And next week we also have our 100th day celebrations. I got bumped a little bit with our snow day, but that will be Wednesday and Thursday of next week. So celebrations, stay tuned. We have our parent conferences coming up next week as well. So although Wednesday is virtual and Thursday evening is in person, we really encourage all families to make sure that they reach out to their teachers at any time that they need to meet. We have a lot of families who can't possibly get in next week, and that is more than fine. You can access your teachers at any time. And we're lucky enough that Thursday night PTA is putting together a little drop-in so that any family members who need to bring their students with them that evening, they'll have little crafts, they'll be playing a movie, and just kind of have a fun drop-off spot there for them as well. And on the 23rd, we have Dr. Gelnat coming back and doing some dental presentations for our first grade students. And last but not least, our student council is officially up and running. As we mentioned, we have 62 first and second grade students. It's a big group. I don't meet with them all at once, but it's amazing. I just compiled their initial data, mainly looking at some of the transition events and things that they're going to be working on this year. So they've got some really great ideas in place. And one of the cutest things, we as adults, we were all thinking forward, and they were thinking about how to say goodbye to Bournedale. So it was really cute how they kind of come up with some of the most simple plans and ideas.
Yeah.
So I look forward to bringing you their ideas as well.
Oh, thank you. I have to say, Mrs. Carpenino, too, when I walk into your school, I mean, you have so much order. Every classroom, I'm like, my house is not even like this. I mean, everything is just like clockwork, and it has such a good feeling.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Good evening,
All right,
everybody.
Ms. Colbert.
Before I do get into some of the happenings at BIS, I do also want to touch on the teachers at Bourne-Dale. I had the opportunity yesterday to meet the second grade teachers who are going to be coming to BIS yesterday. When I say they are sweet as pie and you know that their life is for these children, it is all I've talked about all day. So it was, thank you for organizing that and sending them over by. And Tara Stanton was very sweet. She apologized for not choosing BIS. I said, you don't owe me any apology. You owe me nothing, but I appreciate you saying that to me. So thank you for doing that. So with that, BIS is excited to welcome February. This month is all about love, kindness, and celebrating the incredible people who make our school such a special place. We kicked off this month by honoring our amazing school adjustment counselors, Anne Marie Ridings, and our new adjustment counselor, Kara Fuller, and thanking them for being the heart of BIS. Their care, compassion, and dedication support our students each and every day, and we are so grateful for their compassion, guidance, and encouragement they provide. This week, our school has actually started our WIDA testing with our English language learners. And I would like to extend a huge thank you to Brittany Robinson, who is our EL teacher, who has tirelessly been working on preparing for this test itself, but also her continued commitment to our students. It's truly amazing to watch her at work. We also, next week, are looking ahead for some of our fourth grade students who will be participating in the NAEP testing. And they'll be proudly representing BIS and showing the state how amazing they are in their math and literacy skills. A special thank you to Lisa Dix, who has been working very closely with the state and coordinating that for next week to run seamlessly with that. Next Wednesday and Thursday, as Mrs. Carpenito said, are our parent-teacher conferences, which is an opportunity to connect with classroom teachers during these conferences and discuss student progress and growth so far this year. We truly value this opportunity to partnership with our families. Also, on Wednesday, February 11th, BIS kiddos will be getting spotty and dressing as their favorite Dalmatian for the 101st day of school. So we took a little spin on the 100th day of school, and we're all dressing as Dalmatians. If anybody would like to come, please do. We need a couple koalas as well. Marilyn Lynn had that role last year, and she is no longer, so please join us if you can. And certainly, last but not least, this Friday and Saturday, BIS students are proud to present the All-Star Review. If you walk by the auditorium, I actually have some videos that Mary Murphy's been sending me as I've been sitting here. They have been working day in and day out. If you are a parent of a BIS student and your child is in All-Star, my hat's off to you because it is a commitment, hours and hours. So I thank all of them. But a huge thank you to Mary Murphy, who this is her passion, this is her life, this woman has more energy than I think I could imagine ever having in my entire life. And also Meg Murner, who is one of our PTA representatives. Meg has worked very closely with Mary Murphy as her right-hand woman in organizing this. And then another huge thank you to parents and teachers who have been working day in and day out to have this beloved tradition come to life on Friday and Saturday. So with that, we hope you can join us for an unforgettable performance and continue celebrating all the wonderful moments happening at BIS. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Ms. Sloboda.
So now it's time for the middle school. So our second benchmark with IXL is done. So the new rotation of WIN has started. Using the data from our benchmark and classroom, we have targeted MCAS groups for math and literacy, but we're also continuing our enrichment groups. So the newspaper is continuing, the power play, art and poetry, and script writing are some of the fun enrichments that we're offering. Have a huge congratulations to 2 students, Hannah Buckley and R.J. Gould, who were awarded first place and runner-up in the American Chemical Society's National Illustrated Poem Contest.
Oh.
So congratulations to them. We are also celebrating Canal Cup Spirit Week. Congratulations to them. So it's been a lot of fun to see the school spirit, and thank you to Dr. McGuire. Our 8th graders are going to the pep rally this Friday, so they're very excited about that. We also were awarded some mini grants in January, so I want to just give credit for that because it's a lot of work and initiative to write grants. So Mrs. Canterbury got $500 for her sewing club. Mrs. Thorne got $500 for her MCAS Glow Day Review, which I've heard was a lot of fun last year, and some math workshop materials. Mrs. Conlon and Mrs. Kenyon got a grant for the Yellow Tulip Project, which is around smashing the stigma of mental illness. And the math team also received a BF grant for math workshop manipulatives. So really good work there. Same as Mrs. Carpenito and Ms. Colbert, our parent-teacher conferences are full, so parents are reaching out to school counselors. Of course, we want parents to come in, so we're continuing to schedule those. Also, I'm happy to say we are piloting SEL curriculum as goal 2 of our SIP. We have 3 teachers, Sam Fasoli, Sharon Moore, and Jenna DePisa, who are piloting. We're looking at Character Strong, Wayfinder, Be Good People, and Overcoming Obstacles. So we're looking forward to collecting some data on that at the end of this pilot. 8th grade signups for spring sports are happening. Lots of interest, lots of students down in the office signing up, so that's exciting. We had the information night for our spring plays on the 8th and 9th. They'll be performing the Chronicles of Jane. And just a couple of other previews. On March 3rd, we have our BNS Bingo Night, which is a fundraiser for Nature's Classroom. PTA is sponsoring March Madness in March, and Mr. Beard is coordinating with Otis Air Force Base. We'll be doing a choral performance at the Memorial Day celebration.
Very nice.
Yeah, all good stuff.
Is that the candy bingo?
That Sam Fasoli does, I think it's different.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
She has like
Okay,
prizes.
could you let me know when
and-
that is?
Yes, of course I will.
That's PTA. I can't do
Oh, that's
that bingo.
PTA. Okay, I'll go to that too. So.
You got to bring one to win one, though. You got to
Yes. Oh, that's funny. Oh, thank you very much, Mrs. Svoboda. And Dr. McGuire. Oh, do we have to go?
No, I think it's fine. We just can't stop before 6:30.
Gotcha. Okay, Dr. McGuire?
Okay. Some of these I'm going to save for my field trips later anyway, so I'll do the best I can here. I do want to recognize DECA, our advisors, Maurice, and Maggie Gilbert. Over 80 kids in January to districts, and we have more going to states in March. I would like to recognize Sadie Hofford, who accompanied 3 students to the Southeast District Music Festival, January 9th and 10th, Friday and Saturday. And 9 students are going to the All Cape Festival this February 6th and 7th, so coming up in 2 days. And we have 1 student attending the All-State Festival, which is an audition process. So that prestigious honor is going to Kyla Riki on March 20th and 21st. So great things happening in music. Our Poetry Slam annual event was held yesterday with 5 schools joining us here. We hosted. Shout out to Mr. Leroy and Miss Sylvia for bringing in 2 practicing poets to work with the students, workshop in the morning, and then hold a competition in the afternoon. 3 of our students took the top 3 of 5 places. Elizabeth Matson-Burke, Sophia O'Neill, and Eddie Crook took first place, so congratulations to them. Our Massachusetts Educational Theater Guild, METG Festival is coming up. They're performing Diversion, which is when Human Resources sets up in the ICU break room to investigate a theft of meds in the unit. Both a serious and relevant topic that they are very excited to present. The public performance for that will be Friday, February 27th at 7 p.m. That is free to the public. And then they perform that and compete that at festival, which we host here, first round at Bourne High School on Saturday, the 28th, which is an all-day event. Starts, our group gets here at 6:30 in the morning, runs through all the festival plays, ends with a dance in the evening. It's just a wonderful event of local districts coming to compete. So thank you to Mr. Burke for that and Mr. Silver to support him. And then we are also prepping for our assessment season coming up. Our MCAS prep is in force, so students needing a little extra support are getting some intervention during our WIN block. We just scheduled our mock AP exams, which will run starting next week through the first week of April. So everyone gets the opportunity to take that exam. In math and science, they are scored by Mass Insight, our partner who helps us work with our AP teachers to get really actionable feedback to our students so that they can adjust for the spring and have our students ready for the exams. We are hosting Rising 8th Grade Welcome and Info Night on February 26th. Here at the high school, we're very excited to meet and join with our 7th graders and our 8th grade teachers, coaches, administrators, counselors will all be here for that event. So I just want to say also thank you to Student Council, to Zoe, to Miss Barrett and Miss Lenzer for their work with Spirit Week. We wish our Canalmen luck in Canal Cup on Saturday. And so many of the events that I just named are sponsored in part or fully by NYE. So I just want to give a shout out to how much of this work we're doing in partnership with that, and we're just so grateful for the opportunity to bring these incredibly enriching experiences to students.
That's awesome. May I ask you a question,
Sure.
Dr. McGuire, please?
Yes.
With your plays and things like that and your shows, do you guys ever do, like on Instagram, like little teasers for the plays, like backstage stuff, or, I don't know?
Yes. So
To push it out, just to give like little teases, like, oh, this is coming up, or...
we will continue to grow that for the public. We do that within the district as well, bringing some teasers to the other schools, so our cast will run over, do a performance at the other schools and welcome students to the performances. Auditions for High School Musical have already started, so they're running the competition, but they're already starting the spring show as well. So with High School Musical coming, that'll be a great opportunity to push some of that
just
out.
even tease the public.
Absolutely.
The community, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I love
We'll do
it.
that.
That's awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
All righty. So I will close out the regular session.
You'll need a motion.
May I have a motion to close out?
I motion that we close the regular session to start the budget session.
With the intent to return.
With the intent to return.
Second? Okay, thank you very much. Any discussion? Excuse me, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Nay, if not. Any abstentions? No? All righty, motion passes. So I'd like to,
You need a motion to open it.
I'd like to get a motion to open the FY '27 budget hearing per MGL Chapter 71, Section 38N.
So moved.
Okay, thank you. Would you please repeat that? All right, do I have a second?
Second that.
All right, any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Any abstentions? The motion passes. Thank you. All righty, Dr. Joe, we'll hand it over to you.
Thank you. All right, so linked to this agenda, which is always in our district calendar, you can always find all the links. You'll find both the hyperlink of the entire budget, which I will pause a little later on when we get to that slide, and the entire budget presentation. So let's get rolling. Now, I do want to say that this is work that was done by our entire administrative team, and as you know, very much by Mr. Geist, who can't be here today. He's doing well, but he needs a couple more days at home. So we want to thank him for all of the work that he did on this. I'll try to do a good job in presenting. As always, if you've seen my budget presentation, some of these slides look familiar, but it always goes with saying that we'll be talking about our assumptions and scenarios, our priorities, our school programs. We'll give some summaries and snapshots, and then overall recommendations. And of course, if at any time you have a question, feel free to pause because it's a lot of information, but we'll also take questions at the end. All right. So the way we develop our budget is very collaborative. It involves multiple stakeholders. A lot of the work is done with our administrative team, but then it flows through to educators, so whether it's during faculty meetings or needs assessments or all of these different things. Much of this work was done through our strategic planning, which had multiple stakeholders in it. We also have our Budget and Facility Subcommittee that meets every week, and so we want to thank our members who have been on that regularly, and also our chair, Kendallin Gagney, because it's not easy work, but we try to make it palatable. And then we also work with town administration to see where numbers are coming in, revenues, and as you know, we also had a joint meeting, I believe it was in December. We look at it from multiple lenses, so we are always looking from the 30-foot level, the district-wide lens, site-based, the sites mean the different schools, programmatic, which would mean, all the various programs, whether it's the foreign language program or the music program or maybe, curriculum-based, and then drilled right down to individual student need. So there's a lot of detail that goes into this budget. The sheets that you have here, actually, in our budget planning, have about 10 tabs on the bottom that have all the detail that feed into this particular sheet. So lots of detail, and we really never stop planning the budget. But as you can see in our timelines, our preliminary planning, where we start taking pencil to paper, is going to be, in October. You can see all the different meetings. We've lived a lot of it already. You remember when we were doing strategic planning, and we said we really need to know by December to know where we need to go. Then we have a lot of refinement. We're here in the February, March. If you recall, February is early for us to have our budget hearing, but we up-tempoed it because we wanted it all to be in place. And then there'll be more meetings after this, including meetings with the Finance Committee, the Board of Select, that will hopefully eventually result in a passed balanced budget at the annual and special town meeting. All right, so here's our revenue assumptions. When we build our budget, this is what we're assuming will be available to us. So we have our school choice and tuition programs. We call those revolving accounts. So they're accounts that have money in them from the years before. Local, state, and federal grants at the FY26 level. Again, we never know until the budgets are out what those levels will be, but we assume that they're going to be kind of in the same place. Circuit breaker, which is a special ed offset for special ed costs for individual students that are above a certain threshold, then we usually get from the state a percentage of what's left. So in layman's term, let's say the threshold is 40,000, that's not an exact number, and a student has met that, but that student costs us 100,000, then the 60,000 we will get a certain percentage of coming back to us a year later. So it's a revolving account. Very complicated, lots of numbers there.
Yeah.
But the point is, we know what we have from the years before, and we use those as offsets. So every year we're submitting these things, and we never fully get back all of the money. But the point is that we're always hoping that the state will give a larger percentage. They're supposed to fund it at a certain percent, and it's usually shy of that. So we've been, assuming traditional levels for circuit breaker and military mitigation. When it comes in at a higher level, that's fantastic. In our earlier discussions with the town, we were looking at projected town revenue to support a 3.7 increase. So that's what we held the line at. We didn't go with any frills or anything extra, but we really feel that we were able to meet that 3.7. And then the last piece for our revenue assumptions was Chapter 70 and Student Opportunity Act, that's SOA, at the governor's budget. Now I put in a hyperlink here because as of last week we didn't have the governor's budget, but then it came out. And so what we call that is the cherry sheets. I believe they used to be pink when they would come to towns. You can call me on that, fun fact. But I linked it here just for folks at home to be able to get over to the DLS. Then you would scroll into Bourne. The teacher in me is always going to show. And then you press submit. And what will happen over time, I can make this a little bigger for people to see, is these columns will begin to get filled in. So we currently only have the governor's local aid proposal, and this was last year's estimate. So you can see in Chapter 70, there's more money proposed than the year before. This is how you look at it. It will go through the House, it will go through the Senate, and then there will be a conference committee. My hope is that this number will be larger by the time it gets here, and in other regards as well. So the first one is estimated receipts, meaning this is going to the towns, not going to the schools, except for our school choice receiving, which does come to us for those revolving accounts that I talked about. And on the other side is estimated assessments and charges. So this is what the state is charging the town for all of the different pieces. Where that comes into play and why I'm kind of calling it out today is because some of these are coming in at a different rate than our traditional rate, which was part of our assumptions. So when we posted our budget and when we pulled it all together and we had all of our initial lookovers, our assumptions were slightly different than what we're seeing here. So I do want to kind of put a pin in that because I do think there'll be some further discussion, which of course we will work with the town to try to always get to a place that the town can afford that meets the needs of our students. So just something to look at here. And those will also change over time. But as of right now, I believe there is some concern out there that there's not as much on those cherry sheets as the town had hoped for. So continuing on, these are our planning assumptions. So this is what we want to do when we're planning. What we do is we take it to a zero-based budgeting place, and what that means is we're budgeting for the needs of the kids in front of us. Some people budget as like, well, we'll just go 10% more than last year, and they just kind of start glomming on. But we look at every single line. I believe there are there's an awful lot. 264 actual lines. And we are looking individually at every student, at every need. Many of these lines are based on current enrollment, so they are adjusted for the number of students in front of us. And others, whether it's staffing, they're adjusted for the anticipated enrollment that we think we're going to get. So we want to maintain high-quality programs. We don't want to cut anything that's working. We want everything that we have and to bring all of these great things in for students. We want to meet the needs of all learners, and I always capitalize all. All means all. All means our high flyers who need enrichment. All means our students who are in out-of-district placements where their tuition may be upwards of $500,000 to almost $800,000. Like every student, there are a couple. Every student's needs are varied and different. So all of that is built in, and we want to meet the needs of all learners on every end of that spectrum. These planning assumptions are for class sizes at our expected enrollment for next year, which, as you've heard about, we're expecting larger class sizes at the elementary grades. We already have them. And so meeting those needs to get into the type of a 1 to 18, 1 to 22 ratio, that's where we're aiming at this. Our inclusive and equitable practices. We are the gold standard for how we include students and how we educate students, and we do not want that to go away. We've been working on it, for many years, but most importantly for the last 5 years. And then lastly, the big one, which you'll see in my next slide, is supporting the district strategic plan. Many minds and hands went into building that. We want to make sure that we can achieve that, and that includes our Move One Up plan and all of our school improvement plans. So I put this here just to remind us. These are our important pieces of what we're doing next year, and especially our Move One Up, which again is this slide here. So this budget, I've asked, when you hear from our schools, I've asked people to focus on what specifically speaks to the Move One Up plan and how we're preparing for next year. So there's many things that we're still doing. If you don't see it on the slide, it doesn't mean we're not doing it. It means that these are the things that are over and above or are really meeting these needs. So with that said, we're going to welcome up, starting with our youngest school again. So Mrs. Carpenito will take you through the Bourne-Dale Elementary. The site-based budget means this is all of the money that's going into Bourne-Dale specifically, bundled together. It's soup to nuts, it's everything, and so she'll lead off from here.
Well, much to Mrs. Dix's chagrin, I make her come up because this slide would not be what it is without all of her hard work. When you look at this, it's complete curriculum and screaming all of everything she does on a daily basis. So really it's continuing to build that really strong foundation for our students. And with that, it's ARC, UFly, Hegarty. A lot of Lisa's work is making sure that we keep finding any of those gaps and really filling them in so that the kids have that foundation moving up and reducing any overlap. So, we're not asking the teachers to constantly do more. We're just making sure it's so streamlined and tight for the kiddos. Happy numbers in math workshop and using those common end of module assessments plus teacher benchmarks. Really guiding instruction and giving them the time to do that. So that flows right into that next bullet there of making sure that the master schedule prioritizes our win blocks as well as our common planning time. Those conversations have really flipped over into individual student supports, targeted instruction, the data around it. We have been very particular and very careful about not testing students or assessing them just for the sake of assessing them. So making sure that those data points are all being used. They're talked about on a daily basis, so really making sure that that still continues up. And making sure that we continue to have our early interventionist supports. We have seen that all of that intervention for our students, and as we're figuring out where any of their gaps are, we have the people to splinter in those skills and make sure that those gaps aren't getting bigger and bigger as the kids move on from grade to grade. So we've been very grateful for that support with our interventionists. And then making sure that those 3 times a year, like I was saying, that benchmarking is happening. It's very, very purposeful. We've trimmed where we don't feel like we need it, and we're getting our own teacher-led assessments. And then where we do need that extra information, we're making sure that we are monitoring that growth and that it's very purposeful for our planning for the students and what they're getting inside the classrooms. So next year's budget will keep those instructional materials, making sure that the early literacy component is supported to the commitment of science and reading. That's been working on preschool, so we're really starting 3 and moving on up. So we've kind of smushed everything down to make sure it's, again, that strong foundation for everybody.
Thank you.
Any questions?
That's amazing. Thank you, ladies.
Then we'll move into Bourne Intermediate.
Bourne Intermediate.
Lisa gets to stay.
Oh, you're going to stand with everybody, right?
She just-
Yeah. Backup singer.
So really I will say, piggyback on what Mrs. Carpenito said, a lot of the work when we were planning the budget had us keeping in mind that next year we're going to have 2 new grades worth of students. So we'll have our incoming 2nd grade, and then as we had this year, 3rd grade. And so really planning purposely what is going to be best for them in this transition. Our current 3rd graders will be really the only students we currently have that are going to be moving up with us. So a lot of the thought has been put on what do the students that are coming in need, so that it is aligned to the way that they have been working so well at Bourne. So with that, a lot of the work, and again, to piggyback on what Liz said, you'll see kind of Lisa's name behind a lot of this. A lot of work has been done to aligning the curriculum and bridging that between Bourne-Dale and BIS. Hegarty is the writing program that is currently being used up until grade 2. It will continue, and it complements our Empowering Writers beautifully, so we'll be able to then carry over with that. UFly has been a program that has been implemented K up, and we will continue that at the BIS level, and then really continued focus on our math workshop, including the happy numbers in grades 2 through 4. We are looking currently at implementing a new master schedule, again, so that it best supports our students. Some things that we are keeping kind of at the forefront of our planning is the ability to provide a very strong Tier 1, 2, and 3 support for our students. And so with that, what we will see is a 90-minute literacy block where the students will be working on both literacy and or writing workshop, and then as well as a math workshop model. So that has been something that has been a huge kind of piece to our planning for our master schedule. The other is, again, as Liz said, really looking at WIN and how WIN can best support our students across the boards. And then in addition to that, the CPT for the teachers to be able to look at individual student data, grade level data, and then plan not only the WIN groups, but be able to plan their Tier 1 instructions within their classrooms. And the CPTs have been really pivotal in creating that data culture that is so important. We are going to be utilizing our staff meetings, our CPT meetings, our MTSS meetings, and data meetings in looking at providing protocol around data analysis. We have all of this amazing data that gives us so much information, and really continuing to work with the teachers on how to unpack that data and then use that data to drive our instruction. So that's really going to be a focus moving forward for next year. The other is looking at really again, what we call a status quo for our second graders coming up, making sure that transition is ease for them, and looking at room placements and things of that nature for them. The other that BIS started this year that we're going to continue is looking at a strong SEL curriculum. As many of you know, social emotional learning is something that's near and dear to my heart, and we've seen a huge impact of the zones of regulation piloting at BIS. So between our MTSS team and our data teams, really looking at the data to help support the continued training of the teachers and implementation across BIS with that, and helping to continue to improve our climate and culture, which I feel is so important, and it speaks to who Bourne is and having a positive school climate and culture. So, questions?
Yes.
No?
Thank you. That's amazing. Yeah, it's all great. Thank you very much.
Middle school?
While our middle school team comes up, I want to put a pin in something that's really important. You've heard master schedule a couple of times. So as a former elementary person, although it goes right on up through the other grades, it's really important to have the staff and the schedule in the way that you can get the most impact for kids. I think, and especially Donnell, you were in our schools the other day. You're always in our schools, but to really see instruction, it's not the same instructions 5 years ago as 10 years ago as when we went to school. And the students' needs are so varied and different. When we say all means all, we're really looking at individualizing and personalizing, and the only way to do that is by getting all these data points that really show the full child and where they are developmentally in all the different subjects. When you put all that together, so as a former music person in elementary, I knew it was just as important for them to learn music as it was for me to be the time they came to me, so that all of the grade 2 teachers could meet together and plan these things. So it's really important to know that every piece of this master schedule is leading to a really holistic education for everyone. So when I think about our programs, it's not just a nice to have.
Right.
It's really about making this entire master schedule work, whether it's special education teachers or interventionists or reading specialists or OTs or music, media, you name it. All of these different pieces, they add to this complete culture that really is becoming world-class education. So teachers need the time to plan, and students need all of the subjects to be able to be a whole child. So I'm just really proud of that, including SEL curriculum, which is you're also hearing a few times. So now I'll send it back your
You're
way.
like a conductor. Like, is
I
that,
was.
like, you know what I mean? Just kind of doing something over here. And,
Oh yeah, we say it's orchestrated. The master schedule is a beautiful
conductor
thing.
or orchestrated? Yeah. Yeah.
All right, middle school.
Very nice.
Okay, so into the middle school. I think you'll hear much of what Jesse and I will share really echoes what Liz and Noel have shared. One of the things I really appreciate about this district is just the time and discussion and focus on vertical planning and vertical alignment. So I think much of what you'll hear from me sort of is similar to what you've heard at the BES and BIS. So we are excited to welcome 5th grade students and staff to the middle school next year. Much like BIS, we will have 2 new grades. So we will have our incoming 5th and our incoming 6th. Much like Lisa and Noel were talking about, the grade 5 curriculum will be consistent, and then grade 6 and 7 also consistent with this year. I actually had a meeting last week with Noel, Lisa, and Christine. Our master schedule will stay the same. We think that we can make that work for grades 5, 6, and 7. And so they will get what they need, but also that allows them access to all of our UA courses. So I think that's really exciting for them. At the middle school, we talk a lot about the instructional core when we meet with staff. So what that means is it is this triangle, and it is the intersection of making sure all students have access to rigorous grade level standard aligned content. So high expectations for all students. And then it's instructional practices, so how are teachers differentiating to meet the needs of all students? Dr. Joe talked about we need to differentiate on both sides for our students that are ready for deeper learning and also our students that maybe are below grade level. And then the third kind of corner of that triangle is student ownership of their learning and student engagement. So those are kind of the things we're focused on this year and we'll continue to focus on next year. So our data team and MTSS teams, actually we've started this year using data protocols, and the next step for us is really spreading that. So our data team is going to work with content teams at a future meeting, really helping them, because I agree with you, we have a lot of data, but how are we using that data to inform instructional practice? So that's work we're starting and we're continuing to do. She does a lot of work with the CBT meetings. Do you want to?
Yeah, and I think this year what we've been fortunate is that we've had our planning meetings with English and social studies teachers, for example, in grades 6 and 7. So it's a nice focus on writing, I think, from that perspective. Grade 8 also, our English and social studies teachers are together. And then the math and science, because they are supported through professional development working on their own things. They're separate, but the planning, right, bringing in the data, and really that focus on writing, I think, is something that's a strength that we want to continue next year. I also want to add about 5th grade. I'm familiar with the 5th grade teachers more through the math workshop, and so while we want to make sure that their curriculum stays the same, moving to a different building, there's a lot of similarities already between 5th and 6th and 7th with the work on math workshop. Even dabbling a little bit into a social studies resource called Investigating History. The 5th grade teachers have looked into that. So I'm excited that there's some commonality there already that we can work on. And then, of course, in the science and English, supporting 5th grade as best as possible with the resources that they're using right now. So that's some excitement.
That's awesome.
We're going to continue with our WIN groups, right? It is what I need. So making sure that every student gets what they need, whether that's targeted interventions, opportunities for deeper learning, and also some social emotional learning. We have anchor days on Wednesdays. So that's an opportunity for some of that Tier 1 SEL instruction to happen. And as Noel said, really importantly, school culture and climate. So we have tons of clubs and activities at the school. We really encourage students to stay after school and to be engaged, and continuing our positive celebrations, our B2B awards, just to highlight all of the great things that students are doing at BMS. Yep.
May I ask, what's did you say Anger Wednesdays?
Anchor.
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 Not
Everybody said Anchor Wednesdays. Okay, yeah, I was like, what is happening?
On Wednesday, students go back with their homeroom teacher.
Thank you.
So
Okay, I
that's
thought you
what
said,
they
I
do.
can't
It's
hear.
like their anchor.
So they can get organized.
That was a great question.
Anchor themselves.
Perfect. I'm glad I cleared that up. That would have been bothering me.
No anger.
Thank you. I know. I was like, I'm not going to that school on Wednesdays.
At the high school.
I also thought she said anger, and I was like, gee, that differs from our anchor win over at the high school. I'm happy
No
to
one's
hear.
coming
This is
here
just
on
another example of
Wednesdays.
through lines. There are a lot of through lines in each of our presentations, and I think that's really, thoughtful and intentional work, and work that we're all proud of. At the high school, we'll be welcoming the 8th grade students and staff to our building, and we're looking to support positive transitions. That means looking at the master schedule. That means making sure that what we're doing for our 8th grade is appropriate and for students and staff. So, we're looking to keep our high school schedule, but maybe making some tweaks to make sure we're doing what's best for the freshman transition. Sprucing up some of our learning spaces like we've been doing intentionally, like the Cyber Lab this year. So really just getting ready to welcome them and build that sense of belonging for them as they join the high school. We're working on implementing and expanding our programs and opportunities for students. We've rolled out our computer science pathway this year, and we're excited to start engineering moving forward. Our early college is in the works with Mass Maritime, and talking about spaces and courses, Chapter 74 in Design and Visual Communications. We're really excited to offer that vocational opportunity and bring that all together through that space, through that curriculum, and the students and staff who are working in the graphics lab. We're continuing to support high-level, high-quality Tier 1 instruction, inclusion in special ed practices with that focus on increasing student discourse and engagement. We want to make sure that our kids have lasting content knowledge and transferable skills that are going to apply outside of high school, in the workforce, in college, in career. and that they, take that experience and are able to apply that to whatever their future goals are. So working with our teachers to make sure that we're giving them everything they need within our classes. We continue to personalize the learning experience for students with relevant and engaging course offerings. You'll hear a lot about that in the Program of Studies presentation tonight, but really just making sure we're giving students what they need and what they're asking for. We're excited to roll our school to career offerings to 8th grade, starting with them so that they have some exploratory and they get to see what's available both at the high school and then beyond, and start to really think about what are my interests and my passions and how can I connect that to my high school experience, and then what does that look like when I get out of high school, and to just start to plant those seeds and allow them to explore a bit. We're evaluating and replacing curriculum resources and textbooks to support high-quality learning experiences. For example, we were able to add a core resource for AP Research so that they had a book in Foundations of Research to learn different research methods and apply that to their own research. And we're piloting math textbooks right now, so making sure that we continue to put the best resource available in the hands of our students and teachers to give them that success. We are supporting WinBlock with that personalized instruction, extra help opportunities, enrichment opportunities, intervention opportunities. We too have the anchor block where students meet with their anchor Win teacher every Monday for all 4 years. They have that same teacher that builds that relationship, that builds that trusted adult who can have conversations with that student over 4 to 5 years coming up. But also being able to have that flexibility at the high school level. Where do you need to go? Where do we think you need to go? And how does that come together and make some really intentional decisions on a weekly or a short-term basis, whether it's for a cycle or 10 weeks or a term, to give them what they need. We're so proud of our rich and diverse co-curricular and athletic opportunities. Just like our courses, the many offerings, there's something for everyone here, and we're always looking at if we don't have it, what do we need? And if we have the student interest, we're going to pursue that. And to continue to strengthen the social emotional supports for all students that strengthen our culture and climate. Our students and our staff are proud of the work that we're doing here, are part of the work that we're doing here. We're just really excited to continue on the path.
That's awesome. Thank you. It's really nice, too, to see, I have a senior, but they're just always engaged, and they're still so excited to come to school. I say that, Max is late all the time, but no, he's really not. But they're just so excited to be here, even in, their last year of high school. So it's really nice, to see. So thank you for creating that environment.
Thank you.
I also have a question for you regarding the 7th grade night at the end of the month. When is that going to be, when will the parents be invited to that?
They have received a save the date.
Okay.
That was sent home maybe 2 days ago. So they got their first look at that, and then we'll continue to invite them and share information. It's that Thursday, the 26th after vacation week, so we'll continue to give them that information, but we'll make sure that they have some multiple opportunities to hear when and where. We're really hoping for a good turnout. This is very new to everybody, so we want this to be that pre-orientation event for students and for caregivers. So we have a great program planned for them that night.
Great, thank you.
That's awesome. And you'll have the same students that were over here speaking individually?
The event is structured a little bit differently for that, where they'll have the opportunity to go to a couple different places and in smaller groups and hear from 8th grade teachers will be here that night, coaches will be here that night, counseling staff and admin will be here, and so we'll have small themed presentations and interactions with them that are really answering a lot of the big picture questions, and then kind of those smaller wonderings around transition and around what about, what if, just making sure that everybody leaves feeling comfortable, feeling confident, and feeling excited about coming over in the fall.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
So we're going to kick it off on the 26th.
Okay, February 26th.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so I'll take
Thank
this
you,
slide. As you'll see later in the pie chart, staffing is always going to be the largest chunk of our pie. a school district's heart and soul is our teaching staff, our AAs, our custodians, all the people who make it happen for kids every day. So this is in line with our Move One Up plan. So these are the 8 positions that were added to this budget for the enrollment that we anticipate, which, as you can tell, is the enrollment we already have. So we're seeing, because integrated pre-K is going to be as soon as they turn 3 years old, so we've got kiddos turning 3 even this year. So we're anticipating that classroom will get up and running. An additional kindergarten, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. 4 seems steady for its numbers. It's a little bit of a smaller grade, so that's why we're not adding 4 this year. We'll have to add it next year, obviously. Grade 5 and 2 high school special education positions in the mix. So they're specialized positions, but we need them for student needs. So these positions together are in this budget. We budget them for kind of an average salary, and then we kind of don't know where it will land until we do all our hiring, but we do try to be fiscally responsible and hire on the low end of the salary scale. All right, and I'm handing it off to, you heard a lot of great curriculum stuff already, but wait, there's more.
Yeah, and really, I will say this is to some extent a reiteration of what you heard from the principals. And I do just want to acknowledge the work that this is not my work, this is the work of Jesse and Lisa Dix, and of course all of the principals, and kind of considering what the essential curriculum resources are. This is actually an area, so this first slide is just calling out not all, but kind of our major digital resources that we're investing in. We were able to do a little bit of paring down in this area this year, actually. So, yeah, I mean, we didn't, without eliminating anything that we need, we were really able to look at usage and talk with educators. Certainly Jesse and Lisa had a lot of conversation during common planning. We want to make sure that we're investing in what we are using and that we're not investing in things that are not being used regularly. So with that, this is not an exhaustive list, but just to give you some examples. Certainly a major investment is the ARC and the school pace, which is our core literacy, K to 5. We have the Hegarty writing that you heard about, K to 2, and the empowering writers, 3 through 8. Those all have like a digital hub component. We have the K to 5 happy numbers. IXL, this is actually a little misleading. IXL we use in a variety of ways. It's math, we actually use it 6 through 8. I think they'll have it 5 through 8. And then we use it, 8th grade gets it for all subjects. It's a digital tool that allows for a lot of practice. So we have it in a variety of places, but it's a math resource for a middle school. It's also an ELA resource for middle school. It is a strong tool and it gives us a lot of data. Science uses Gizmos, which is like, it's like virtual experiments, and then Mystery Science is the 5th grade curriculum, elementary curriculum. And we have a wide range of student educator tools, things like Edpuzzle. We have adaptive technology. Some are more like organizational, for instance, the MyFlex and the eHall Pass. We have Google Read and Write, which is an accessibility tool that all students have available to them. And you heard a lot of talk about data. Open Architects is a data portal that brings all of our data together and allows teachers to access that and our staff to access it. We're continuing really to build that out and to continue to provide training so that we're using that as effectively as possible. If you look at the next slide, covering just, again, some of the physical curriculum resources that we're investing in, here's another place where the Move One Up was really the consideration and the additional classrooms that Dr. Joe just spoke of. So we're first of all ensuring that we have the necessary print materials for ARC, for Hegarty, for empowering writers. We have it now for the current classroom, so we want to make sure that the 7th classroom in each track has that. Making sure that we have the materials and manipulatives that are required for math workshop. We've seen such incredible growth from our students with regards to math, and a lot of that is having the stuff, having the ability to interact physically with those math concepts. Of course, science materials are always supported through the budget, and a lot of times those are consumable materials that we reorder each year. And then I've put an asterisk on a few things, and I do really just want to, again, look to Jesse and the high school team for all the work that they have done on securing grants. So we have a lot of things that are supported in part or in whole with grant funding. So we've got materials and supplies for the new and existing Innovation Career Pathways programs. We are looking to a new high school math textbook. Again, there's grant funding in the works for that. And then Project Lead the Way curriculum materials for a number of courses that we believe we will be able to support in part or whole with grant funding. And then the last piece that we're looking at within our teaching and learning budget is the professional learning. Making an investment in the professional growth of our educators has such a huge impact on our students. And I think it's really important that we continue to look at that and the impact of that. Right in line with our SIP, we're continuing that Tier 1 focus, that all of the professional learning that we're doing is really aligned with that Tier 1 instruction. And how are we ensuring that teachers have the skill to have the largest impact with regards to Tier 1 instruction? Of course, we need that professional learning to be differentiated. Our teachers are in a wide, just like our students, right? Some have been here for a long time, some are new. We bring a lot with us. Continuing to focus on our early literacy and that science of reading. Continuing to hone math workshop as we need. Content-focused professional learning, we have a lot of opportunities to provide art PD, for instance, through some digital tools. So continuing with that, and then we do also utilize some of our federal grant funds to continue to support our MTSS and data teams. And that, again, is that conversation with colleagues and that work, digging into student data and presenting to your colleagues, all things like that, really is continued professional learning and growth. So we're just thrilled to be able to continue to support those things.
That's awesome. Thank you, Mrs. Borning.
All right, so Mrs. Donahue?
Thank you. I think I will reiterate, some of this is going to be redundant because we know that by supporting the needs of all learners, it's basically what the principles, it's connected. You can't separate it out. But just to highlight a few, definitely a district emphasis on the social emotional learning and counseling. The schools have been piloting different social emotional curriculums, and now we're going to be coming together and looking at, which programs fit for each grade span and age span, and making sure that there's a continuity that they loop through. And it might not necessarily be the same curriculum at each grade level, but how are they connected, and making sure that we're providing the emphasis on the skills in a sequential manner. And part of that is also trying to get ahead and do a lot of preventative measures so that we're teaching kids about coping mechanisms and how to regulate their own emotions and frustrations so that they can be accessible for learning. So that continues to be a focus, and reiterates again what each principal I think has said. From special education, we're going to continue our strong inclusive approach. Like to have a little bit more increased focus on a little bit more of the planning and embedding some of the UDL practices, just again, across disciplines, across content, just to bring it up a notch. One area that we continue to talk about as a special education team is focusing on data and making sure we're using data-driven decisions, and that looks different for every child, right? We are individualized, but is there a way to create some systematic data collection regarding, individual students' goals and growth, and using those to determine progress and next steps for students. We do have to continue, and I'll have some good news later, we do have to continue with the compliance regulations regarding the DESE tiered focus monitoring, that audit, as we refer to it, and regarding those recommendations and making those things that we put in place remain in place, so that we can continue to remain compliant. And an area of excitement and growth for me that really want to focus on the growth of the CPAC and especially the Best Buddies. We're looking at expanding the formal Best Buddies program into each of the schools. So lots of good things.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And rounding us out, District Technology, Mr. Oliver.
Thank you, Dr. Joe. Good evening, everyone. So our FY27 technology budget actually supports a lot of our...
Picture of you.
I had to throw that out. That was from our first day of professional. Yes. From our first PD day at the beginning of the school year in August.
That's great.
It's a good laugh. So our operating budget supports a lot of our vital functions that most people are not aware of. Very similar to the sewage treatment plant, a lot of what technology supports is tucked away in a closet. It's unglamorous. Most people do not know that it's there, but it serves a vital function in keeping our network and our communications going. People expect when they click on the home button, or they open up Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge, that the internet's going to work, and it's going to work all the time. not only for our staff, but also for our students, as everything day-to-day operations relies on quality internet and network services. So what does this money support? Like I said, it supports all of the servers, computers, switches, all the network gear that are tucked away in the closets across all the buildings. It supports, we have multiple data backups. We have servers that back up data locally, then those go off to the cloud, and it's in secure storage, so that all costs money. It also supports our vendor contracts such as Power School and Parent Square, Crisis Go, a lot of our district-wide communications platforms and information platforms. Internet circuits and bandwidth, so that's our internet pipeline. We have Open Cape, which is our internet service provider that provides our internet service. So that's paramount. It's worth noting that our internet is subsidized through the federal E-rate program. You hear me talking about that a lot. We're at 80% reimbursement, which is good because I would say around, approximately $30,000, 80% of that is paid for through the federal E-rate program. Our warranty and service contracts on our equipment. It'll also include several new classroom touch panels. The touch panels, when you go into the classrooms and they're interactive, we're always looking to upgrade those. And they really only have a lifespan, unfortunately, of 6 to 8 years. So we already have some that are coming up. Slowly, they're out of warranty, and we're having to replace those. And those go for anywhere between $2,500 and $3,500, depending on the make and model. Chromebook and computer upgrades, we're always constantly looking to upgrade teacher computers, student Chromebooks. This year we're looking at upgrading probably one full class set of Chromebooks for students. So that's approximately, with some spares, 140 we base it on. Many of you may be aware of that there's a chip shortage right now with the advent of AI and these big AI data centers, that the computer chips that run all these Chromebooks and laptops and Windows machines, these chip makers are investing more in these high-end servers that are powering AI. So I'm learning from my vendors that there's already they're expecting shortages, there already are shortages, so you may even see that in your personal devices as well, including cell phones. Enhanced antivirus, Gmail scanning, cybersecurity testing, all, it's unfortunate that we have to look to these things, but it is definitely a need. And continue upgrades around integrated security systems, our access control, our cameras, that also, in addition to our the capital outlay proposal that we're asking for with the town, this also includes some more integration built into the operating budget. And then finally, just our daily parts and repair of classroom and office technology through our work orders. We receive work orders every day, or tickets, I should say, technology tickets every day from teachers and students, and it's just a matter of buying parts, buying different things that we need to just upkeep our day-to-day operations. So while some of it's not very glamorous, it's certainly needed.
And how do you just keep like a separate budget or something for that? Things that come up, or?
So no, that's all built into the operating budget.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I work with Mr. Geist, and there's a dedicated amount that we put aside for replacement. So that's all built into the operating budget.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Happy to answer any questions.
I feel like we should tour those equipment closets.
I would love to.
They're so expensive.
I would love to give you a
should.
tour. I was so excited
Yes.
to give my intern from
We really
the high
should
school,
do that.
the senior an intern.
He was probably floored.
Yeah, he was so happy to see it. I'm happy to talk about it.
Oh, that would be the least. No, that would be so
It'll smell
overwhelming.
better than the wastewater treatment plant.
Yeah.
All right, so normally I hand this off to Jordan at this moment, so I will do my best. But again, we all do a lot of work on this budget. So what you have here is a really beautiful pie chart, but it illustrates again that salaries are predominantly most of the budget. Student services also has salaries in it and then additional things, so really it's most of that pie chart. It's also broken into building operations, transportation, textbooks and supplies, and technology. So you'll see all of these lines broken out on the big spreadsheet as well, but we just thought we would, until you see it, it really is salaries and student services, which is what we're about, the educating children is where predominantly most of our money is going every year. We talk a lot about offsets. So what that means, we would say a fully loaded budget would have all of these offsets and what we're asking for from the town. So these offsets are different accounts. You've heard us talk about it before, but again, in case there's someone listening who doesn't know what these are, we've got our circuit breaker account. Again, that's for involved special education students. We get a reimbursement, so it's always at least a year behind. School choice, which is the receiving. So school choice can be deceiving. You can't just divide this by 5,000 and get the number of students that are in our district, because the minimum that you would get for a student is 5,000. However, there's also special ed increments. So let's say that student is a more involved student. It could be 10,000. It could be all the way up to 250,000. So, one student in the mix could skew that as well, depending on their needs. Right. So that's an interesting piece that's in there. Military mitigation, we also call it FR, which stands for Federal Reserve, I believe. Not Federal Reserve.
Foundation Reserve.
Foundation Reserve, thank you. This is the money that flows through from the state budget, so it's an earmark that comes in through the state budget and to Bourne, specifically because we have all of the students who are on Joint Base Cape Cod. A few other communities get this in the Commonwealth as well. There's Bedford and Lincoln because they have Hanscom, but this helps a lot for the offsets. When students are on base, they really are not having a geographic location, right? So if they're moving all around, it's not that they're able to be a school choice because they're just kind of brought into us here. And also, if students have more involved needs, we're paying for those needs for that year, 2 years, 4 years that they're here with us. So that military mitigation money is really important. Federal and state grants, this is going to be Title I, Title IIA. It's all those kind of big, we call them entitlement grants. There's also special ed grants. And then there's all the smaller grants that you've heard about. We have amazing grant writers, so we bundle them all together there. And then revolving, these are kind of the smaller ones that come in. And we have full charts of accounts. If any of you want to be on budget and facilities or ever want to see these, you can see what flows in and what flows out. Basically, this is the amount of money up here, the FY27 offsets that we are planning to use to balance this budget. So it's a 3.7% increase over last year's ask from the town and these offsets. It's important to note these offsets that we have in here at FY27 are higher than they were for FY26. So you can see the two numbers. I'll get my cursor out of the way so you can see it. So last year we offset by $4,311,643. And next year we're planning to use more offsets. Mm-hmm. We still think that our accounts will be fairly healthy because again, these are always a year behind, so we need to keep these accounts active. So that's our offsets, and that's also all in. If you see the color-coded one, which many of you have, we color code the offsets so you can see exactly which lines we put them on, and then they're also down the bottom. This is our year-over-year increase. Pie charts, you should have bar charts, but this shows the increases in the past few years. So this year, our increase ask of the town is 3.7. It is down from last year, which was 4.0, and we're adding positions, again, due to enrollment. So we did some really, you heard where we whittled down, and we've already brought this budget down, otherwise it would have been much, much more. And then you can see where it was in years past. So it's pretty consistent on average with the years past. And it's right now at 3.7. I'm going to take you into this. I always have to look at it in a really big way. So if you have your copy, but I am going to go in to show you a few things just so you know how to read it. I'll make it a lot bigger. This also, per state statute, is still available in our office for people to see. All right. So what you're seeing here is you can see the FY24 budget, what we budgeted, what we expended. We go back a few years. We want you to see year over year kind of where they progress. Then you'll see the FY25 budget and what we expended. Sometimes you're going to see changes in that, and as long as we balance everything out by the end of the year, that's why we have line item transfers. And then you'll see the FY26 budget, which is what we're currently working in. We don't have the expended yet. We didn't finish the year yet, obviously. And the FY27 budget. So that's what these columns represent. Then you'll see offsets. You'll see the recommended budget, which is going to be similar after the offsets are taken out. That's why you'll see some changes in that second column. Then you'll see notes on whether we're doing a kind of a 3-year average. So the first one, for example, is always going to be school committee up there. Collective bargaining and legal fees. That's legal fees for everything from, someone is taking us to court to, there's some special ed discrepancies. There's a lot of special ed legal fee considerations to a negotiations year. So that's why you're seeing this kind of up and down. You'll notice some of them were negotiation years. So these in our notes, so Jordan is really particular, so he tells you exactly what the thinking was behind it, whether they're 3-year average, or whether down here you can see whether they're $10 per student. So this is based on the enrollment that we have for supply lines, and you can see that there. The other thing you'll notice here right at the end, you see these percentages. This is the increase over the previous years, just so you can see where those increases were. So that's kind of how you read the spreadsheet. It will go through all of the different places. The black bar is the end of a section, so just so you know how to read it. Office expenses, we'll go through them all. Some of these are broken out, so for example, library media teachers are broken out specifically as their own line. This is per the DESE guidelines, right? Even though they are a teacher, they're broken out by themselves. Nurses are usually broken out. Then you can see the different software lines, technology. So you can see professional salaries. I'll just give you some snapshots. So line 65, this is the increase because we are adding those 8 salaries there. And then if you keep going, I know there's a lot of lines, difficult to take in all at once, but I know all of you had the papers. Supply and textbook, you could see a modest increase there. Custodial salaries, custodial supplies, telephone, water. You can see all the different headings here. And we get all the way down to transportation. Libraries are specific. All of the school health, which is nurses, medical supplies, district physicians. Some smaller categories like graduation expense. This is really just for all of those ending pieces to the year. Our athletics as well. So phys ed and athletics is its own category. You can see there that's a modest increase here. Then we get into all of our student services. That was that other big piece of that pie. So that's everything from psychologists to special ed to counselors to you name it. Pre-K is also a special ed program. Title I. Until you finally get down to this line 265, which is all of the student services. And you can see that particular increase there. And let me just say for the record, we're not alone. Bourne is not different than any other town in the Commonwealth where the cost of specifically special education has really increased over the past few years. I'll give you one quick example here. I'll try to make it a little bigger. And I also want to be really clear. It's important to educate all children. So this is in no way a complaint or a trying to do an us versus them. They're all our children. But this particular expense has really increased over the years, so much that towns really are finding it very unaffordable. So if you look here at, I believe it's line 240. Out-of-district tuition. So these are the children who are so involved and their needs are so high that we can't educate them in Bourne. This is very specialized cases, but across the Commonwealth we're seeing more students have more needs and the prices of those tuitions being much, much higher. So if you just take a look, you're able to see that, and this is the FY24, you can't see the headings here. In FY24, we had budgeted and expended $22,000 for this category of out-of-district. Fast forward to what we have budgeted for this year, because it's based on actual student tuitions of what we're being charged, we're $1.8 million just in a few years. So again, this is a small number of kids who absolutely need these services, but it's the state that sets the tuition rates. So much of this is out of our hands, which is why we keep saying we need more in circuit breaker. We normally get about a 65% reimbursement through circuit breaker, but it really should be at 95%. That's what the statute says. So this is the advocacy that people will hopefully do with the state, and I know the state only has so much money, but it's really, as we're trying to educate all students, every single student who is in our schools, these students are just as important, and those costs have gone really high. And they're completely out of our control. No amount of sharpening our pencil or going back to the budget is going to change the fact that that's what it will cost us next year. So I just think that's an important piece that people don't usually understand because they don't see what's kind of, in the background of public school districts. So that's the entire budget. Down at the bottom, you can see very specifically what the pie chart said, the increase over last year. You can see all the offsets and where they're coming from. You can see because we have more special ed out-of-district needs, we are increasing our circuit breaker. It got a little bigger last year, which is good. So the state did give us a little extra last year, and so therefore we're using more of that to offset this budget. So you can see those increases there. So back to the slide deck real quick so we can round this out. So our recommended operating budget for FY27 is here. You can see the numbers, so that is what you would vote on tonight should you choose to accept it. Of course, lots more discussion. It's a 3.7 increase over the FY26 approved budget. I like to put the pictures here to let you see exactly our students and all of the great learning that they're doing. We have several more milestones. This is one milestone for you to accept or tell us to go back to the drawing board. But I do believe in this budget. I think that as things continue to roll out and we get more clarity on, say, specific special ed tuitions and other places, we might be able to sharpen that pencil a little bit and bring it down. But as of right now, this is where we stand for what we need. So you would vote hopefully tonight on the recommended budget. Then we'll present to the Board of Select. Be able to see it. And FinCom, that meeting is scheduled for March 16th. It's the Monday, I believe. Someone could double check my date. Like I said in the cherry sheets, it will march across and the state will hopefully finalize their budget sometime in the spring. And I do believe with the advocacy that's possible, we might see those numbers go up for what's going to the town in the cherry sheets. And then we bring it to annual and spring town meeting, hopefully for an affirmative vote. Happy to take questions. I really want to thank you for listening. It was a little longer, but we put our transition update in all that, so we're going to save time on the back end with the transition update.
I have a question from a little while ago. On that grid sheet there, that's a live document, right? Because you're saying that it's every student, whether they come in or go out. Like, I don't know, I'm not saying that correctly.
That's okay.
So
this entire budget right now is a snapshot of what we know right now.
Right now.
Every student that we know of right now, which includes students who have recently moved into the district, as in like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
So it is kind of a live document.
It's live up until last week when we locked it in. This is
Okay.
version number 5 or 6 of this. We've been working on it since October, but it's the same one that Kendallin and the Budget and Facilities Sub saw. So it wouldn't include anything from about a week ago.
Okay.
But yeah, it is our best guesstimate,
I
our
see.
educated guess
Okay.
on everything we know about every child right now. But as you know, there are team meetings happening all the time. There are students that are moving into our district. We
Right.
had several military move-ins in January because orders change. So it continues to change. And we'll
Right.
continue to look at savings, but usually it's not savings, it's additions.
That's what I
that
mean.
go
I
from
know.
here. Yeah, yeah.
That's hard. Okay.
I have a question.
Thank you.
Yep.
Do we have an understanding of I know you had said that it's out of our control and the special education budget went up 900%. So I'm just wondering, do we have the why? I know things are more expensive, but does somebody explain?
Yeah, I don't want to put Kristen on the spot, but I will phone a friend if I need to. My understanding, this has been happening for a few years.
Okay.
That's why you see
I
this why I
saw
showed
that.
from 24.
Yeah.
What I've seen happen is we had a pandemic.
Yeah.
And so students were at home. They weren't at these specialized schools, and so there was regression.
Yeah.
So, that's a piece of it. More students have become more needy, and whether those needs are cognitive or behavioral because of trauma, we're just seeing a lot more need. So personally, in my time here in Bourne, from that snapshot, I've seen not only more students have needs, but the needs increase to kind of explosive behavioral ways that we're not equipped as a school district to have that much support. 24/7 ESP support in a residential facility, that's not us. We want those children to grow and continue to do what they need. And sometimes we do have children come back to us. So after, certain amounts of time, they're able to reintegrate into our different programs for whatever reason. So again, anecdotally, we've seen that piece. What also happened is there was a point in time, I can't timeline it exactly, but instead of the regular 2% increase, 3% increase for all of these tuitions, in 1 year it went up 14%. That was a lot. That was 3 years ago? Yeah, about 3 years ago. So we saw things go from here to here. And so if you have a student who is at a $500,000 tuition because it's a residential, highly involved student, and that goes up 14%, wow, that's a lot of money. So that's kind of what we saw happening in a few places. In Bourne specifically, we've also had, again, you never know when these things will happen. We've had move-ins. If a child moves in from another town in Massachusetts, we cost share for a year because they would have budgeted it. And so we cost share until we can write the new budget. But if they're coming in from a different state or if they're military, we just have to start from day one and start paying. So I personally have seen that happen in Bourne. And that's why we asked, the Board of Select for the Special Reserve Fund because we needed it. We just had nowhere to go.
Dr. Joe, can I just, sorry.
Please add, yes.
Yeah. And that cost share is only for private placements.
Right.
So if it is not collaborative placement. So if a student moves and is in a collaborative placement and comes to our Cape Cod, placement, we absorb that the day they've moved in.
Day one.
Right. So what you're referring to is only private special education facilities that has a cost share through if they move in before April 1.
And they're all in that line item, but yeah, it's important to know the difference. So there's all these many reasons. So I think there's a lot of reasons, but with my colleagues across the state, and especially Cape and Island, we're all in the same boat. We're seeing the same thing, and it's becoming really difficult to budget for some of these, unanticipated costs.
I have a question too. So that line item, is there a big jump because there's more needs with more pupils, or there's more expense for the same amount of students?
Good question. It's a little of both.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's an ebb and flow, because I looked back historically. I love data, right? So I looked back historically 10 years. When I came into this district, we were at a historical low for the amount of pupils, and it's climbing up again. But also, they're all more expensive.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of both. Yeah. Great questions. And again, we use circuit breaker and some of our grants to offset some of that, but you can only do so much. They still have to be budgeted in there.
Right.
Great question. Anything else I'll try to explain?
Thank you. Question.
Yep.
Does like the medical insurance for the students contribute to this as well? Like, how does that work? Does that cover any of the expenses?
Not our educational expense. Go ahead, Kristen.
So we do participate in Mass Health reimbursement program, but it is a process, and it's not. It is only a portion, and that reimbursement actually goes back to the town, and then the town gives us a portion of that based on the agreement.
Off of our bill, basically.
For Mass Health we can, but any other insurance it's non-billable, and only for qualifying students.
Only qualified certain things, I imagine. Okay.
Because this is for their educational needs, not necessarily their medical needs, even though it might sometimes be one and the same.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like, if we're talking social emotional types of things, then that's medical stuff. So there should be a reimbursement, I would think. Like, in order to get those students to where they need to be so they can get the education, right?
Maybe, yeah.
In theory.
I know it's probably
in theory,
In theory, yeah.
Great question.
It's about access to, the disability and what is limiting their access to the education, right?
Yeah.
So wherever, and again, sometimes it's the chicken and the egg.
Yeah.
But, teasing out whether or not it's a school-based disability and educational pieces versus the medical definitions. And there is overlap in some of them.
Definitely.
A clearer way of thinking about it is think of versus like social emotional and counseling, think about physical therapy. Mm-hmm. Physical therapy is, it's physical. There's usually a medical component to that.
Yep.
So a lot of those services serve a dual purpose, so we get some reimbursement for physical therapy services. Okay. Help?
Any other?
As clear as mud, right?
Well, because you think about like, what is like, are we on like a trend that we need to be prepared for even a bigger number for 28? That's a huge jump.
Over
Like,
the
that's
course of
crazy.
years, yeah. And so I could only answer that as probably, because that's what we're seeing everywhere. It's not just Bourne.
Yeah.
So I think that's an important piece too. But I only highlighted it because I wanted you to see, A, we're in the same boat as everyone else, but B, these are costs that we have no control over. We really don't. And they're larger costs, but they're important costs, just like all of the other pieces that we talked about today. So, so I wanted you to know the thought that went behind this, and then all of the different pieces and all the considerations, because that's what you asked us to bring, so.
Very nice.
Thank you. So I think there's.
I have one
public
question.
input. Yep.
First of all, do we want to dismiss the principals and?
Oh, yeah, they knew they, yes.
Yes.
No, they can leave if they
We
need
would
to.
love to look at you guys. You probably got here at like 6, right? AM.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. We have
Great
to
job.
approve Dr. McGuire's.
Yeah.
There's a few
Okay,
other
yeah.
things. I told her she might be
Dr.
in it for the
McGuire
long
and Jesse
haul.
are in it for the long haul.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That's okay.
Thank you, principals.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You guys, great
Dix.
job.
Nice work.
Great job, thank you.
So you do have a public comment in here that you need to honor, see if there's any public comment. And
Oh,
then you
yes.
discuss and then you vote.
All righty. So in regards to what we just discussed, do we have any public comment? No? No comments? All righty. No comments, thank you. I have a question, and it might be silly, but the hiring on the lower end for these 8 new positions, I feel like, do you think we're going to have a tougher time finding the right staff if we're
Hiring's
offering-
very hard, yes,
Yeah.
especially on
Uh,
paid. Yeah.
Yes, and offering them the lowest, I just feel like we shouldn't
So
skimp. but-
we don't skimp.
No, no,
We get
sorry.
the best. No, I'm with you 100%. I knew exactly where you're going. My mom used to use that word. We've budgeted for what we'd call a middle of the road,
Okay, yeah.
which is usually like a master's, I think a master's 5 or something on the salary scale. We don't go with a bachelor 1.
Okay.
So we budget for the middle of the road so that we can get some right out of college. Really, we've had some good luck if we go out early with our hiring, which is what we
Yeah.
plan to do. But we might need, especially some of these specialized special ed positions, if we can get, a rock star, a seasoned person, they might be on the top of that scale, and they even it out.
Gotcha.
So
okay.
the reason I said that was I don't want you to think that we budgeted in the same place that the retirements were, which were all top of the scale.
Right.
We
I
budget
see.
in the middle.
Okay, gotcha. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
And the earlier we can go out with our hiring, which if we have a positive, if you vote positively on this, as I said before, we're ready to start posting this week so that we can get all of these kiddos
okay.
coming right out of college, or people who are interested because, they work an hour away, but they actually live in Sandwich or something like that, So it'd be really great to drum up interest and get really great people.
Nice.
We'll do a full hiring process that includes classroom visits and, teachers being involved. Like, we do a whole process that takes months to get the best candidates. And we
Good.
weigh all that out. Like, do we need someone with experience in this position? Or, can we just take in a rookie and,
Right.
and help them become part of our great team?
Nice, okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Do we want to vote on this right
I
now?
have a question on that.
Oh, yeah.
So when we're hiring, if there were people that we had to let go of last year because we were downsizing in certain areas, are they alerted, or is that just something that would be
Great
rolled
question.
out?
That is good, yeah.
So our CBA, our collective bargaining agreement, has a time limit on these things, but yes, so if they were let go because of RIF, reduction in force, there's a notification process. They might have been let go for other reasons,
Yeah.
but yeah, we do it all by the book, so.
Wonderful.
That's a good question, yeah. Good. All righty, do we want to vote?
Any other questions, or?
Oh, any other questions?
I think I just have one comment that I just want to say. I mean, I'm part of the Budget and Finance Subcommittee, but this is an extremely thoughtful document. I mean, you and the team have just
tried to nail it down so close to what you can do, and, given the guidance of do not go above 3.7, and to be able to make that work and still have these great programs and not cut back on that is just incredible. So I just want to give you guys accolades for that.
Thank you, I'm proud of the work.
Thank you for being on
It
the
took a
committee,
lot,
too.
and to get it out a month early. It took a
That's
lot.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, thank you to you, too. And Maria. All right.
To approve the fiscal year 27 proposed budget?
Second, okay, thank you, Carrie. Second is right. Any discussion? Did I forget something there? No. All right, all in favor say aye.
I think this is.
Oh, we have to do roll call? Okay, didn't really feel right, okay. So, do I say all in favor or roll call?
Roll call.
Roll call, okay.
Yes.
Donnell, yes.
Yes.
Carrie?
Yes.
Kate?
Yes.
Yes. Can you vote yes?
I don't think it
Oh,
is.
sorry, well.
This one's not official, but you could let us know.
Yeah, you can let us know. Send us an email, please. All right, so that was unanimous.
Thank you.
So that went through, perfect. Thank you, thank you, thank you to Jordan. I can't believe, does he wear glasses? Because I can't really see that document.
He has a really big screen. Have you seen
And
the
he
screens in his
doesn't,
office?
no, he
It's like
does
a
that. I
gaming
just,
screen.
it's like, oh, my goodness, that's amazing. Thank you so much, everybody.
So, if you wouldn't mind, I would take it out of order, and we can do some of the things that Lisa McGuire
Yes,
said for, which are
please.
votes at the end, so.
Yes,
Does that
okay,
work?
Dr. McGuire?
Would be her program of studies presentation.
Yes, program of studies is the big one that's next.
Okay.
And then, we'll come back to the goals and to the CPA request. All right, so we're welcoming back Dr. McGuire.
Dr. McGuire.
And Jesse Clements. You guys can take it away.
This is so exciting. The program of studies really, again, allows us to take a look at what our students need, what they're looking for, what they're asking for, talk to our teachers as experts, and all really collaborate and work together, culminating in the changes that we make. So I'm going to walk you through the document kind of on page by page. Some we'll pause on. We updated the contact information on page 4 there, our collective names. We updated the mission, vision, and core values and behavioral expectations on page 5 to reflect the strategic plan work. We updated the language for graduation requirements on page 6 to be both specific and general as we move through this new phase of what is required for graduation. So fulfilling a competency determination that is formally but not currently MCAS. Added grading scale, GPA, information around incompletes and honor roll. That was information that was previously in the book but somehow cut out before I arrived, and we thought that that was pertinent and relevant, helpful information for students and families, so we added it back in. On page 10, we added a description of the anticipated advanced manufacturing, which is our engineering pathway. To reflect each of our pathways, if you scroll down just a little bit, they each have a different color there. So advanced manufacturing gets its own description. This is like the umbrella, big picture description of the program. Just like that, on page 11, we added a Chapter 74 description in anticipation of having our first vocational program here at the high school. And then on page 12, we added an early college description. So again, these are all those big picture programmatic descriptions. Then we added a description on page 12 to regarding grade 8 right there and scheduling, very similar to what was in the middle school program of studies, and just added a graphic for ease so that families can, think about what students will take as they move up to 8th grade in the high school. So starting on page 13, we added a grade 8 school to career seminar class. We talked about that a little bit in the budget. We want to start them right away. That's something that we're so proud of at the high school, that we do have a school to career option at every grade level that helps prepare our students, so we'll start that in grade 8. And then we'll make a shift. We're going to move career readiness to grade 9, personal finance to grade 10 from grade 11, and then we're going to add a new course, college college and workplace readiness. So this course is going to help students prep for the college admissions process, what to expect if looking for a job or applying to college, managing and interpreting syllabi, deadlines, campus resources, workplace policies, protocols, professional communications. Students will strengthen organizational skills, develop strategies for self-advocacy, and practice responsible decision-making. We'll start the college essay in junior year, which I think students and families will be really thrilled when that's done a little bit earlier. That will give our students a competitive advantage, and we know the stress that comes with the applications process in the fall of senior year. So we're going to try to minimize that a little bit. And again, that's kind of taking a page from our private schools and those high-expense college counselors. They're backing that work up to junior year. We want all of our students to have access to that kind of opportunity. So we're excited about that.
Dr. McGuire, can I just ask you a question?
Yes.
So with the change in how you're doing the college preparedness, so the 10th graders that are now, they would usually do like the finance piece, but you're moving that to 10th grade. So what are the
11th would do it in 10th.
So the juniors next year that they would have gotten personal finance, where do they go?
We'll accommodate for that and give them a little bit of a hybrid this year. So we'll give them access. We'll make sure that we hit the key components of the finance so that they're not missing that. And then we'll shift into the workplace, the college and workplace readiness. So the 1 year will get a little bit of both, and then they'll transition fully to this. We don't want them to lose that.
No, that's it's just as a personal finance, that's such a huge piece.
So we'll make sure that they're able to participate in the Credit for Life Fair next year, that we're still hitting that. And then all of our students who are in AP Business Principles, the College Board decided to pair that with personal finance, so that's a component of that class, and that will satisfy that requirement as well.
Thank you.
So 2 options for that. Yeah. Talking about business, we, on page 15, updated DECA 1. So most students will ultimately take 1A and 1B. Together they make intro to business. But we wanted to add some flexibility into the schedule to be able to take 1 semester. Maybe the next year they take the next semester. Or if their schedule permits and they're interested, they can take both freshman year. So we just moved Foundations of Marketing and Foundations of Entrepreneurship to half-year courses. We piloted the AP Business and Personal Finance course, and College Board on page 16 will officially kick this off in the fall. So next year will be the first year of AP Business. And
Which you saw in the video. I did send it forward.
Yes, the video that was sent, they were featured in through College Board. So Moniz is on the national board to write, or the national team to write that. So we've just been in from the ground level up. They took a lot of the feedback from our students. They took and practiced some of the assessments, and they were able to come and watch them. So it's just been an amazing process having somebody in from the ground level writing the course. Just an incredible resource, and there are only a handful of students across the country who were able to participate in the pilot, which we've done for the past 2 years. So very exciting, and now it's going to pay off as our students are in the inaugural class for the course. We're shifting DECA 3 and DECA 4. We're adding DECA 4's Project Management and Operations Research on page 16 as well. So that's going to give students that opportunity to take that 4th year if they're looking for the progression. Again, this is about really honing in on a personal, individualized project. So you've learned the concepts, you've built the foundation, now you're going in and you're applying that business plan and you're developing something that's really individual for you. We added an 8th grade elective because we want them to have an entry point into the business career cluster with business technology. So we just updated business tech. Was a class that we had in the program of studies that wasn't running for upperclassmen. So we repurposed that for 8th grade, and that's going to give them a lot of the those introductory skills in like the Google suite, but like word processing, spreadsheets, databases, desktop publishing, but also introducing them to future careers, to DECA, to the kind of the business world through the technology. We added all of the 8th grade classes. The core classes are fairly similar to the middle school program of study, so there were no changes to ELA 8. We did add ELA Foundations, which is an intervention course for students who may need that support. We did make changes to our AP classes. Really were inconsistent in should they sit for the exam, are they required to sit for the exam, was there no mention of the exam. So for example, in AP Literature, Language, Seminar, and Research on page 20, they all say students who select AP English are required to sit for the exam. We just want to name those expectations. We took out from any AP course that said required to pay because that is a little more individual, whether a student, if a student is receiving a voucher or a cost reduction due to free and reduced, we didn't want to name money isn't tied to, you know, the test taking there. We added a course for grade 8 in art on page 22, Intro to Art. Again, we want them to have an introductory course that opens them up to the high school World of Art. So we named that. We also, similar to DECA, we Art 1 and Art 2 changed to semester-based courses. And again, students can elect to take both, or they could take one and then go and take a music half-year elective or a theater half-year elective. So exploratory if they're unsure or if they love both, but could also do 1, 2. And then as you move into the higher level art classes, they'll become full year. So those are half-year courses on page 22, 23. Ceramics is moving to 10 through 12 from 9 through 12. We want students to just have that foundation and just be a little bit older before they're getting into a more specific course. Same with advanced ceramics would then change to 11 and 12. For design and visual communications, again, we have the big umbrella at the top. Then we wanted to name the program and the core skills that are listed. This is a requirement of a Chapter 74 program, so we want it to be in line for our application process. So we have the skills here, the certifications that students will get in the OSHA 10, the Adobe, Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, the skills here. And then in anticipation of the program, we have graphic design 1 and 2. We're adding 3 and 4 to the program of studies. 3 will run in the fall, 4 will run in the following year. So there's a really great progression there that students can continue to gain independence and apply their skills in independent projects for graphic design. We added a new elective for music, modern band. So previously, students could elect to take a full year of piano keyboarding, a full year of guitar, and that felt to some of our upperclassmen a little bit long. Modern band is a class that has taken off at the middle school, and at the high school level will give students a foundation in drums, guitar, and piano, and then allow them to make some decisions as a group about how they progress through the semester. So there can be music technology, recording covers, writing and creating their own music, learning and really delving into all 3 instruments, or if they want to go into one more than the other 2, really, and then working with each other in the class. They may formulate a small band. So really taking that to the next level in a fun and engaging music elective.
Dr. McGuire, I just don't want to miss the 8th grade band 8th grade course. I think we're before that.
Oh, thank you. Yes, we are moving 8th grade. Band has no change from the program of studies in middle school. We'll add that to our offerings in chorus 8. So that is, we anticipate a large class, so we'll keep them together, and then they'll be able to, go right into the high school courses for chorus and then for concert band. Thank you. We added theater foundations as an elective for 8th grade. So again, we want them to have exposure to and opportunity to have a course that has a seamless transition into our 9 through 12 offerings, but also still honors the coursework that they've done in 6th and 7th grade. So theater foundations will help them bridge the experience. Students can take that as a first-time theater student or a continuation of the courses they took in their previous middle school study. We added Social Studies 8. There are no changes to that course. We're adding Social Studies, Advanced Placement, United States Government and Politics. This is a course that has a lot of interest for students where after US 2 junior year, there's no fourth year requirement for social studies, but a lot of students want to continue on, so they do take electives. And this is one that particularly if you are looking at public service, government, politics, pre-law, this is a class that's very appealing. We know there are at least 15 students who are looking to take this fall, so we're excited to add this to the program. Math 8 is added, no changes there. Math Foundations will be a support course for students. It's a targeted intervention course. We'll add Pre-Algebra 1 for grade 8, and that will be separate from grade 9 Algebra 1, just for transcript purposes. We're adding Algebra 3.
Am I taking this one?
I think so.
So, in talking with the math department, seniors taking their fourth year of math, there's definitely a pocket of seniors who are thinking, I'm doing math or STEM kinds of things in college, and want to go the AP Calculus, AP Pre-Calculus route. And there are some students where, again, like college career, that AP Calculus is not a necessary class for them as their fourth year of math. And so we had pre-cal, some CP and honors pre-cal options or statistics options. And what the teachers felt like was, can we get that group of students together in an advanced course, which if you think about accountability, advanced courses at the high school matter, so Algebra 3 is an advanced course. And what this will do is it will take the students who are not going AP Calc necessarily or AP Pre-Cal, but need that fourth year of math. It's a college, it still will have pre-calculus statistics. It just offers up some more choice for students who want to take that class. And so even as the teachers kind of start off the year, we talked a lot about creating a variety of units and then maybe being flexible and seeing what the needs of the students are in what the order of the units and teaching that class. So every year it can vary, but again, it's a fourth year of advanced math for students that are choosing just not to go the AP Calculus route.
On page 38, we're adding Coding 2, which is an 8th grade class. We're just bringing that up as is from the middle school. 39, Health 8 will come up. The change in that is it will be a quarter class, similar to our classes at the high school. PE will come up as well on page 40 for 8th grade. No changes there. On 41, we have a new course, an elective within PE, Ref Reps Officiating. So this is a very exciting course. This is going to offer students the opportunity to learn and practice the rules of specific sports to gain their officiating, their referee licensure, their certification. So in this class, they will be able to sit for the exam, gain the hours that they need, practice that, and then they'll work with adult officials. First, they'll work in pairs. Then they'll work where the student is kind of the primary referee and the adult is the secondary supporting them. And then they'll be the only ref, and the adult ref will be available for, again, support. This is a great college and career readiness class for so many reasons. Just being able to work under pressure, understanding and applying rules in an outside environment, being able to communicate with coaches, with parents, with players. And then at the end of the process, once they complete the hours and gain the certification, they're able to ref youth sports all the way through freshman teams, and in some cases JV sports as well. So they're able to make money, they're able to apply it. It's something they can work at through the entirety in college as a part-time job. It fills a passion for a lot of students. It gives students access to athletics in a way that if they're not playing in the sport but love the sport or like to observe the sport, they can be kind of connected to that. And again, it's building those leadership skills, those communication skills. It's so transferable. So as a work-based experience, we're just so excited to give our kids this opportunity. And I know that there are a couple of districts have went in as early adopters to this program. There are students, one, making thousands of dollars in their part-time job. A few have graduated, and again, they are doing this in colleges in a number of states. They're refereeing intramurals, for example. And so just to be able to do that, their own health and wellness, applying that, just the activity, we're super excited about it.
That is really
I think it's going to be a really popular elective, and that's grades 10 through 12.
Nolan doing
Oh, God, he's interested again.
We're adding Science 8. No changes in that for page 43. We are going to add on page 47 a Foundations in Biology. That'll be another intervention and support class. I think one of the things I would call out is we're very intentional in the schedule that we have at the high school. So we're in year 2 of our schedule. We just did a mid-year review, and we have this opportunity where students can pick what they need, pick what they want, like the Ref Reps class, but also we can say and work with students and families around what are the must-takes, what are the need-to-takes to get to the next level, to build your skills, to make sure you succeed academically, and we still have the opportunity to do the what do you want to do, what are you passionate about, what are you excited, what fills your cup. And our students can have all of that, along with the programs that we offer. So Foundations in Biology, I'm really glad that we've added these intervention classes to have that place in that space for students to build or have that extra time to build the skills that they need. This is really important where we have so many innovation pathways in science that they have these foundational skills. And that means that if we're building those in grade 8 and grade 9, we're removing the barriers in 10, 11, and 12 to participation. So to have these intervention classes is so important to our equity and our access. So this is the third one that we're adding this year. Okay. Page 47, we're adding ornithology. This will be a part of our life and environmental science pathway. You may not know, but this is a huge passion of Mr. Farrington's, and this is what he studied undergrad in college. So being a coastal community, ornithology is something that we can give our students that fosters that lifetime hobby, that appreciation of the outdoors. So, sometimes we think about the first thing is the ocean, but when we talk about everything that's around in a coastal community and the coastal ecology, the habitat just lends itself to a class like ornithology. And there are a lot of community partners that support this, and it really links kids to studying something in a different way that gets them outside, that we're looking at the migratory patterns, data collection, understanding bird calls, understanding first of the year, identification processes. Very, very neat, and again, something that if they're interested in life and environmental science, it gives them tools to apply in ornithology and elsewhere, but it also gives them the opportunity to just take something for that lifelong appreciation.
That's awesome.
We're looking to add Project Lead the Way engineering courses, particularly Introduction to Engineering Design. So again, as we build out this pathway, we're looking for what are the technical courses that kids need to take. We're looking at Project Lead the Way because we know they're hands-on, they're relevant, they have relevant examples that really give kids that interest and that entry point into something in a very engaging and supported way. They have very, very high quality PD for teachers, and we just think they're great. We're using them for computer science, so we'll add for engineering. And then we just revised the Spanish 1B description. We don't do a lot of 1B, so that will be for the 8th grade. So we added that to the program of studies, and then we added ASL 1 will be available for 8th graders.
Oh, that's awesome.
Couldn't be more excited.
It's amazing all the,
Oh my
all the
God.
I am
offers.
so
I know.
excited
I wanna
about
take
this.
some.
I just said I want to do the bird thing.
I want forensic psychology.
Oh, you do?
It's like CSI.
Yes. Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
You should come on the crime scene. Sometimes they set up a crime scene. And they have to figure it
Oh,
out,
that would
and
be
they'll
so fun.
Yeah, there'll be like a body outline or something, yeah.
Oh, that's great.
This obviously represents quite a bit of work on the part of the high school staff, and certainly Dr. McGuire and Jesse, but also Jesse working with the teams, and
Our
I just
teachers.
really want to honor the amount of work that they've put into this and thoughtfulness, not just around the 8th grade, but really around how everything, there's that really intentional pathway from 8 through 12, and I think that's so important. And just the practicality of all of the classes, I think, is so key. And we you were talking earlier about what school was like when we were in school, and just even thinking, like, as a person that in 12th grade knew I was going to be a music major, and like still slogging through a math class, whatever. So I just think of all of these things, I think there's so much really intentional work there for our students.
Yes,
So it's amazing.
Real world.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not your mother's high school.
No,
it's
really not.
And it's been built over years. You've been witness to
Yeah.
it. It really
Yep.
is, becoming very special. Intentional is a great word, thoughtful.
Yes.
And all kind of leading in the right direction, which is that we want kids to be excited about school, to see relevance, and to take away pieces of what could be, future employment, college and career, to ignite their own passions. So yeah,
Right.
it's really exciting. And you could see people still say, what are those opportunities you're talking about for 8th grade? Why are they going there? I mean, look at it.
Oh my gosh,
Right?
I'm blown away.
Some of
Yeah.
them will be brand new next year that they wouldn't have gotten over at the middle school.
Right.
So it's exciting, the progression and what they can queue up to do.
And the fact that we're not a big school and still offer all
And
this.
still
is just
incredible,
amazing.
right, exactly.
Well, and I think there's two important points there. I think one question that we received a lot during the kind of conversations around the transitions is, what will my 8th grader potentially lose by going to the high school? And really nothing, right? You can see that the entirety of the 8th grade program of studies is represented in this, and then some additional opportunities. And so I think that's really important to note for parents that are thinking, like, will my kids still be able to do band, chorus, theater, all there, and then more?
Yeah.
That's
And
so
college
exciting.
and career and different
Yeah.
electives and
Absolutely.
different
Yeah.
languages and.
Well, just learning lifelong skills, like hobbies and, unbelievable. This was an amazing
Can I just
job,
say
you
too, I
guys.
think
Jeez.
something that's really important too is, as you were going through this, is you have the 8th graders that are going up to the high school. So to see so many classes that are new for only the high school students, I think that was huge. And I'm sure that was purposeful and meaningful. But as you were going through this, I thought about the kids, and you'll have some that are like, oh, they're coming up. And to see the intentional, because obviously there's going to be that type of, thought, I think, with some of your students. And so I think that was really intentional, and that was awesome to see. So I just want to put that out there.
And I do think the schedule, also just to your credit, I think the schedule, we've had a lot of conversation about the schedule, but it does, as Dr. McGuire said, allows students to participate in all of these opportunities without giving up something else. And I think that is really important, that we continue to be able to offer students, and to the high school staff's credit, continue to be able to offer students everything that they're looking for. And I know we heard that loud and clear in the focus groups as well, like, oh, we're able to do all this stuff. We don't have to make a lot of hard choices.
And there'll be a natural separation. There are 8th grade only classes, if you saw that. Even when Algebra 1 is offered twice, there's 2 separate course descriptions, because one is for 8th grade, because they have 8th grade standards too, and the other is for 9th, even though it's the same course. So this is important to know, like, we meant it when we said it. We're going to be really thoughtful and intentional about how the 8th grade come up here. So it's exciting to see it all on
Yes,
paper.
so exciting.
Feel free to vote now.
Yeah, so this is, the program of
Make a
studies
vote,
is
right?
something
Yes,
that
we're
the
gonna
school
make a vote,
committee does
yes.
vote
Can I
on.
make a comment
Any-
first?
yes,
I know I
please.
said this at the curriculum meeting. I'm so unbelievably impressed by this program of studies. I have a question about that. Is there like or could we put together a why Bourne page, like something, because I feel like I want to tell everybody, and I do talk about it all the time. My husband was just saying the other day, he was talking to somebody at sports again, and I feel like I don't have enough information. When I'm sitting here, I'm like, oh yeah, I want to mention that, I want to mention this, but I would love to see something that I could say, this is why. We have a couple of kids that are possibly thinking of going to a different school, and we're trying to convince them why Bourne is a good choice. I would love
That's
to
a great
be able to
idea.
do that.
I love that.
Yep,
I love
that's a
that.
really
But
good
this is-
idea.
I give you so much credit. Your
Oh
team
my
has done an
gosh.
amazing job.
I know.
This is amazing.
That's why they should.
I really
Come to
would love to
Bourne.
go back. I would love to do it all over.
Oh, we'll
It's a
figure
group- it's a
something
team
out.
effort, for
Yeah,
sure.
thank you so much, my goodness. That was a lot of information, a lot of great information.
We knew this would be a long meeting. so
Yes.
Thank you for continuing to listen.
Oh, yes, goodness. That's great. So any other questions before we vote? Okay.
So I move to approve the new program of studies for the 26-27 year.
Great second. All right. Any discussion? Nope. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. Any abstentions? The motion passes unanimously. Thank you so much. Yay.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, and
If we
you
could
can
do-
go now.
Lots of field trips.
Now she has to ask for
Jesse
it.
can go.
Oh, Jesse, thank you so much.
So let's take up the field trips real quick.
Take some
and
hot
then
chocolate.
I promise I will speak quickly on the other things, as will my colleagues. Okay, so program of studies. So we have a DECA field trip.
I want to make sure.
We also have a new overnight to Worcester for MMEA, and then we would like to ask you to indulge us, please, to take a vote to put on the agenda the final approval for the MLB, Marine Biological Laboratories field trip that you already pre-approved. When
Yes.
I looked at the timeline, there's not enough time to get it in right before they go.
Okay, so we want
So-
to make a motion to
We
put it
kind
on
of, we
the
have three
agenda.
quick field trips right now,
Okay.
so whichever one you want to go first.
Yeah.
I'm going to start with DECA. So we had 88 students participate in districts, which is absolutely wonderful, 28 categories, and we had students in 27 of them. We had
Yeah.
first, second, and third places in cluster exams, role play, rope 1 and 2, 19 medallions, so those are medals. 9 students placed first through third, 5 students placed first through third in their role play, 5 placed first through third in their role play 2. That should say role play 2. And we earned 29 top 10 spots in their categories. 15 participants automatically advanced to states, and Brady Banks tied for the top overall score of the entire conference.
Unbelievable.
So really, out of over 1,000 students, that's just incredible in our second year of participating in DECA. So I have, the next slide just kind of shares some of the award winners, recipients of acknowledgement of their work. So we're thrilled about those, and the next slide as well. A couple slides, in fact.
That's great. We'll do press releases for this as well.
Oh, that's
but
awesome.
We wanted
Yes.
to share it with you guys first.
So we have students who are moving forward to Boston for the states, March 14th through 16th. 15 students automatically advanced by placing top 5. 17 students advanced with their prepared events. They have to do 20-page marketing plans, business plans, and slide decks.
Jeepers.
32 students, so current total students moving on to the Mass DECA State Conference and Competition. 5 chaperones will accompany them, and we may have a few additional students. They can bump up the top 10 finalists, and we should know that by the end of the week. If we can get 1 or 2 more students in, we're definitely going to bring those. So as top 10s decide if they're going to attend or not, there's a little bit of shifting, and they open those up. So the conference is at the Tom Menino Convention and Exposition Center. We have 3,000 students will be there. I'm not seeing my other slide. Oh, my goodness. So like I said, they are...
Yeah, that's the last one.
Oh, I thought there was one. I am so sorry. There was one more slide with the hotel.
I know it says 7 different hotels, but that's okay. Let's see.
So they're staying in Boston.
See if it's high.
They have all gone through the nurse. NIE helps to support our transportation and sub-coverage. Our students are thrilled to go. We are ready to roll on that one.
So because it's an overnight, you need to approve it.
Yes, yes, okay.
I wouldn't want to be the person telling all these kiddos no, so.
Yeah, sounds better. Yeah. We have to think about it.
Yeah.
No.
It's 2 nights, right?
2 nights?
2 nights.
Correct.
Yep.
When you say
somebody wanna
7
make
hotels, all of our kids are in
One hotel.
staying together.
Yes,
Just one
yes.
of 7 hotels, they don't know
Yeah.
which one yet.
One
Okay,
hotel.
so we'll make a motion to approve the DECA field trip for 2 nights.
March. So
12th.
moved. March 12th through
Okay, March
14th.
12th through 14th.
Second?
Second, okay, thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Aye, that's the way it's spelled. I think I want to change this. I know, aye. All opposed say no. Any abstentions? The motion passes unanimously. Good luck, guys.
Thank you so much.
That's
We're
amazing. Oh, my gosh.
so excited for them to represent. They did such a great job at districts.
I feel like you're gonna get some to nationals too.
Oh, yeah.
I expect so.
Yeah.
We have some really
Definitely.
great, students who are dedicated. Reese Jones just applied to be on the DECA State Board.
That's
The student board, so that's an elected position. He's running for that. You also have to test into it. So he went to Bunker Hill Community College to take his test, and then he was interviewed, and that's all part of that application process. So we're hoping that he gets to represent the state and gets to represent us. But just, such strong
It is so
commitment.
impressive.
And development and growth of these students in the 2 years they've been
He's
part
a
of the
junior.
program.
Yeah,
I mean, they're
unbelievable.
competing against schools that have been doing this for decades, so that's just so awesome.
Right, yeah, we've only been doing it for 2 years, right? All righty, and then you had another couple?
We do. So this is another one that's a little bit new because our students participated in the Southeast District Mass Music Educators Association District Festival. So we had 3 students who attended that. And Kyla was invited to audition for states and made the all-state mixed chorus. So as part of that festival on January 9th and 10th and her audition, she was selected to participate. So we're here with this one. It is March 20th and 21st. It's in Worcester. It is an overnight, it's all-day Friday. They start early morning Saturday at 8:30 for their rehearsal, and then their performance is at 12:30 on Saturday. So we're looking for permission. I do know that they are, Ms. Hofford will be at the entire 2 days of the rehearsals and the performance. She'll be there overnight as well. They're staying at the same hotel. So we just have the one student. They're staying at the Marriott. Yes, I have that one here. Marriott by Marriott. So our student, it's self-pay for that conference. NIE has paid for the registration fee as well as the substitute and the room for the chaperone. So we're looking for approval on this one. Yes, for the one.
All righty.
Move to approve the overnight trip to Worcester for the MMEA All-State course.
Second that?
All righty. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Any abstentions? The motion passes unanimously.
This is a really big deal. As a music person, for her to get that far, go ahead.
Yes, well, I was just going to say that Dr. Joe won't say it, but Sophie Joe may also be attending this festival.
My daughter also did it.
Yeah, so you have to be, it's the top 50% of students in each district are invited to audition for All-State, and then from there, it's pared down even further. So it is quite selective.
It's a whole new piece of music. It's a whole new audition. Like everything is.
And they
really
work
hard.
with very esteemed conductors, and I think that's the other piece. So not only will these students come together with students from across the state to perform and rehearse for the 2 days, but they bring in conductors from all over. So the students have the opportunity to do repertoire they would never be able to do. I could talk about it for days.
Yeah, you guys are here.
It's all right, yeah.
It used to be at Symphony Hall, too.
It did used to be at Symphony Hall. There's a lot of challenges with it being in
Yeah.
Boston, and so they've moved it to Worcester. The hotels were particular because they run the Music Educators Conference at the same time, and the hotels in Boston became really challenging for that. think it also became very challenging to have the kids on site in Boston for 2 days.
Oh, yeah, I bet. So are we going to vote for Sophie to go as well?
Yeah.
She's all set.
Yeah. All righty.
And I just want to give a shout out to Ms. Hofford in her first year to be, bringing 9 students this week to the All Cape Music Festival. Doing this with Kyler. She has jumped right in. She had big shoes to fill with Miss Fournier retiring. She's done a lovely job, and these are weekend conferences that she's going to, and she is just all in. So I just give her, a huge shout out. She's just been wonderful.
That's awesome.
So.
Yeah, like you said, those were big shoes. So that's nice to see. Yeah, very good.
And we have the vote to add this into the agenda, correct?
The next one. Yes, so I did put it in your packet, digital packet. You've seen most of it before. Again, this is the final approval.
We did think that we would be able to bring this to you in March, but they were able to change the date to give us our first choice program. So this is, again, the MBL over at Woods Hole, such high-level science that our students, you can see these pictures are our students doing this program last year. So every picture is from BHS. But they're going to be able to do this genetic genome editing course. And it's on zebrafish. They are thrilled by far and away. This was their first choice. They're so excited to do this. So this one leaves on March 2nd, 7:45 a.m., and they return at 5:30 p.m. on March 4th. It's 2 nights. That 16 students, 11 seniors and 5 juniors, will go with 2 chaperones over to MBL. We did check that list, no nurses needed. And the cost, the $1,400 per student cost, is paid for by a grant that MBL secured and then offered to us to partner with us for our students.
For the second year in a row.
For the second year in a row. I have to say, they have been bragging about our students since last year. They opened up parts of the lab that they don't show high schoolers because our students were so invested and so thoughtful in the work that they did there. We just couldn't be happier with that partnership and the work that they're doing there. So NIE is paying for the substitute coverage and the transportation, which is wonderful. Jeff Farrington and Neelan Dunlop from the science department will attend again. They went last year. So there's dorm-style housing on the MBL campus, and then the Swope Center is that dorm, and also has the dining hall for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Student rooms are doubles. We have 5 male rooms, 3 female rooms, and then 2 additional rooms for the 2 chaperones. So all meals are given to them while they're there. We hold a family meeting before this trip. We hold a family meeting for every overnight trip, so that's part of the process so that everyone's questions are answered and everyone has the same set of expectations, students, teachers, teacher chaperones, and families. And students also complete an orientation prior to going to MBL. So we are looking for permission for 16 students, 2 chaperones, March 2nd through 4th.
All right. Would you like to make a motion?
Yeah, make a motion to approve the overnight field trip.
MBL, yes. Would you like a second? Thank you very much. Is there any discussion about the field trip? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Any abstentions? The motion passes unanimously.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Beautiful job, really.
Thank you.
So impressed.
I'm so thrilled.
Madam Chair, just for posterity, could you motion to put it on the agenda?
Oh, yes, let's do that. Okay, thank you. All right, that's a great idea. Okay, may I have a motion to put that on the agenda?
So moved.
Okay. Second, okay. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. Any abstentions? The motion passes to put it on the agenda.
So the minutes will reflect.
So the minutes,
agenda.
yes.
Thank you so
All
much.
right. Thank you so much.
All right, so we know we're getting long in the night.
I know.
We're going to do our best to keep it rolling. Would you like to hear the calendar next?
Sure.
Okay. How's that grab you? So our calendar for next year was here. We need you to vote on it.
Okay.
I want to thank Christine Borney and Tina Canterbury for having eyes on it.
And I want to thank Chris Oliver for letting me know that it needed to get done.
You're very welcome.
He's like, whose job is that? It's like, thanks.
So much learning this year.
Yep.
So essentially, Labor Day is a little late,
Yeah, we talked about that last
but
meeting, didn't we?
by our CBA, by what it says in our contract, we need to start on the week before Labor Day, and so that's why it's laid out this way. There's really nothing that's different than our typical years. We have the same amount of PD days, half days, you name it, but it just falls a little later in the calendar.
Can I ask that question that I asked you? Sorry, did I just interrupt somebody? Why don't we put the graduation day on that calendar?
So
I think, did you already explain it
So
to me?
this
but I didn't-
calendar really reflects no events from any individual schools. This
Okay.
calendar is just reflecting the days of school and any
Including
days that
holidays.
we, right, including holidays,
Gotcha.
days that we would have off. Our district calendar that's posted on the website includes all of our events.
All of your-
But to
okay.
keep this calendar really manageable, we're
Okay.
just kind of keeping it to, the only events that we do post on here are the back-to-school nights, so that caregivers are aware of those, because they come really quick off the heels of
Yes.
summer. But we do not put any individual school events.
Right, and you did
Graduation
say that.
statewide
You
is
did.
generally the same. It's always the first Saturday.
First Saturday, yeah.
But yeah, so that all is loaded onto the website. And I know you had also asked about, how can we be thoughtful about the events that are happening in the community?
Community,
And so
yeah.
as we do our planning in the spring and in the summer, we certainly will take those events as much as we can. I mean, I don't know that we're always going to be able to avoid
Right,
every conflict, right?
right.
But I know PTA, for instance, had shifted the time of the spaghetti supper, so families could do both the trunk or treat and that, and things like that. So we will absolutely be cognizant of that when we do our event planning. But
Right.
this calendar is really solidifying the 180 days.
Yeah.
Gotcha, okay, thank you.
And the PD days for the half days. And
Okay, yes, all right.
Gets out late next year.
Yeah, we start late, so we end late.
No snow.
You're in charge of that.
Yeah, please send her a note.
So is that why we don't have the same look for December for the vacations where we had taken the
Right.
extra days because of the late?
So, yes, and the other thing is that in our CBA, the Christmas Eve is a required day off. So when that was on Tuesday, I think, this year, so it made it, we would have opened just for Monday, and that didn't really make
Made
sense.
it easy for
Yeah.
us to do the 2 weeks.
But yeah, I don't think, and many surrounding towns did not have the 2 weeks even this year, because they would have worked like the 23rd, for instance. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, and again, I think back to the summer, getting out a little bit later in the summer. If we were to expand the vacation to the full 2 weeks, although I do know families enjoyed that, mine included,
It was a blessing.
it would really push us close to July 1st.
Oh, wow.
So we don't want to,
That's not good.
But at least we have the Friday off because it is the first
yeah.
in January.
Right, yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, that does work out nicely.
And we did look back, I will say, we had some conversation as we were planning from the central office level and then with the union. We did kind of look at what the surrounding towns were doing with regards to if they bumped back into August a little bit more or they opened on the 31st. It was kind of split, but then we also, leave it to Jordan, went down into his office and pulled out the last time that Labor Day was on the 7th and was like, oh no, we opened on the 31st. So we kind of followed
He
with
has
that
all
as
of
well.
them from
He's
the
like, I
past
have 20 years of
25
calendars. Of course you do.
I can see his office, it's in the basement.
Yeah.
But additionally, and you think about this calendar, so we did have conversations, should we talk to the union about maybe going backwards a week? But this is a year we're doing a lot of room moves, so that extra week would really count. We want to be really ready for our kiddos. So yeah, we're doing some innovative things with kind of those welcome back nights, and so yeah, more to come on that. But we think this calendar will work. Gives us a little more time in August, probably a little less time in June, but it's always just a trade-off.
August is the better weather anyways.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so.
I had this comment last year, but it does really kind of drive me a little crazy, but just the week before February vacation, having 2 half-days is challenging for young families, young kids.
yeah.
Like, it's just, when you have 2 parents working, and then you've got 2 half-days, and then you've got a full week of vacation. I don't know why, I don't know if it's in the CBA,
It is
but
in the CBA.
but
It
that they
is.
have it specifically that week,
Yes.
like,
So it would need to be negotiated out.
I
But
think
it is
that's something that we
can
need
look
to do, because I just think this is like the second year, and I hear it
And you
from
hear it
lots of
everyone,
families
yeah.
that are young families. It's just,
I mean, I don't know, and there's another week to do it, but I mean, in March, there's one day where in February, we have this crazy schedule of 2 weeks of really pushing it on families.
It's the CBA that they have to have those 2 days the week before February vacation? Okay.
It's really specific.
Okay.
And it's been there for a long time, so I know, I'm not going to speak for anybody else, but I have heard in conversations that, you know, maybe it's not well placed there for a lot of reasons now, based on what our benchmarking is, and where so I think there would be some interest in talking about it, but it would have to get negotiated out.
Yeah.
Right now, we're
Yeah.
stuck to it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, but good, thank you for that feedback. All righty, so vote to approve the calendar.
Move to vote to approve the 26-27 BPS school year calendar.
All right, second, okay, thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. Any abstentions? The motion passes unanimously to approve the school calendar. Thank you very much for working on that.
Got a few more things. I'll save my goals till later. Program of studies, CPA fund. Why don't we do teaching and learning update, and then any other updates, we'll come back to the goals. Sound good?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll try to keep it as brief as possible. I know we're going on kind of long here. As Noelle mentioned, it is school counselor week, and some of our principals. So just a shout out to our counselors. They really do support all aspects of the building. Having been the building principal, I think they counsel all the students and then all the adults. So it is really, and they just really, and frankly, provide a lot of support to the community as well. And I think that's so important. So thank you to them. On January 16th, all of our educators engaged in a half day of professional learning. Secondary educators attended the first of 2 sessions with Dr. Khalees Warnham. You are going to hear from Khalees as a team next month. I know you had originally had it on your calendar for today. She couldn't make today, so we've scheduled it for your March meeting. She did, the first session was called Understanding, Addressing, and Interrupting Microaggressions, and this session was incredibly well received. Educators have a feedback form. Most educators rated it 4 or 5 stars, if you will, out of 5. Really calling out the practical strategies for addressing microaggressions, including pausing, questioning, validating student experience, and the opportunity to reflect and engage. She gave them little breakout practice opportunities, and I think they really appreciated okay, what would I do if this happened in my class? Or with a colleague. Sometimes it's not just student-based. It can happen in any session. Suggestions for future sessions included deeper exploration of real classroom scenarios, navigating pushback, addressing political and media influences, and offering strategies students can use themselves to, for their own peer relations. Everyone is going to hear from Khalees again in May for a follow-up session, and so I think we're going to be able to provide the feedback to her for what teachers are looking for that second session. At BES, our educators participated in continued literacy training, and you heard us talk about this, right? Like content-specific PD as valuable whenever we can provide it. Pre-K teachers worked on implementation of their Lively Letters curriculum, which is their early reading curriculum, and K-2 educators and special educators attended a training with the Hegarty writing trainer. Following those sessions, they had time to collaborate and plan with their colleagues. At BIS, educators had collaborative time to look at their common assessments, their scope and sequence, and their implementation of math and ELA workshop models. And all of the ESPs across both buildings attended a training with our SLP, Cheryl Silva. She's our speech and language pathologist, one of them. And she offered a session on the connection between oral language and reading and how best to support students. And I will say, the feedback from the ESPs on that session was incredibly positive, so thank you, huge thank you to Cheryl. And it's really meaningful to be able to have positive PD for our ESPs as well. Feedback from the elementary educators was also positive. The teachers appreciate having time to work together. And I think particularly with the Move On Up, you've heard us talk about this, we've shifted a little bit of the professional learning schedule for the end of the year to make sure that there is collaborative time. We're also building in a little bit of literal packing time into the time as well, and some unpacking time at the beginning of the year. They'll flip-flop, as I said, in March, so the secondary educators will have the opportunity to work collaboratively and do some scope and sequence planning, things like that, and the elementary teachers will work with Dr. Warnham. And as I said, we were able to provide some shifts around what we need kind of to make the move on up be as successful as possible. I think we really want to make sure, yes, professional learning is so key, and also being ready to start the school year on the first day of school is really important. So we're going to try to work all that in. A few secondary specific updates. Our Part B application for the advanced manufacturing pathway was submitted today, before the deadline, I might add. So a huge thank you to the high school team. I know they've left, but I do really want to call out not just the work of Dr. McGuire and Jessie Clements, but Anne-Marie Strode does so much work behind, in front of the scenes, but also very much work behind the scenes. And this application is not an easy one. It is tons of writing, it's providing documents, it's providing syllabi, it's providing scope and sequence, it's providing material lists and how we're going to purchase those materials. And she kind of hands it to me in a package that I literally just have to put into this very easy to navigate website.
That's awesome.
So that she sets a very high bar for that. She's constantly presenting to other districts that are looking at ICP programs, and I feel very confident, certainly with our really successful ICP path track record, that we're not going to have a problem being approved for this last pathway. Early college and Chapter 74 Part B applications are just around the corner right when we get back. That's it for me.
Nice, that's awesome. I think Anne-Marie Strode has a bed in her room. She lives here, I think.
She's probably there right now.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Chris will
awesome.
do technology next.
Oh, yes.
Sure.
Technology.
I will also be.
Thank
I
you,
will
Chris.
also be brief. I've been working on the budget and projects for next year that I mentioned earlier, including implementing a new hiring and employee onboarding system through our current substitute management and paid time off platform, Red Rover. Continuing to work on communications with families and the community at large, always looking for feedback from all of you, as well as any of your families and friends that speak to you. So I'm always, feel free to have them email me, or if you want to reach out to me, happy to always take in any feedback that you may have about the way we communicate. Also in talks, began talking last week with Bourne TV to begin filming a monthly Canalman's Corner video series. So we started that with the Bourne Enterprise last month. We'll be putting out another Canalman's Corner in the coming week, I believe. So we're also looking to work with Bourne TV to do something with that.
That's awesome.
In addition to that, I'm working with the high school team to create, to I believe is your point about a video series, as well as a promotional video around Bourne High School.
Oh,
And we're looking at highlighting all of our innovation pathways at the high school and putting together a promotional video and package that'll be available through social media, our website, and other sources.
That's incredible, thank you. That's perfect.
And as a
Will you send
student
it to me when it's done?
It's a student team, yeah.
What's the timeline for
What did
that?
you say?
Send it to me when it's done.
Yeah, you'll be in
Timeline,
it.
I'll be meeting with the gentleman tomorrow, and we're looking to hopefully film it probably early March. So I would say, I'm hoping, I'd like to have it done by the end of March.
Awesome.
Okay, that's
To
great.
premiere maybe on the April school committee meeting. I will have more information.
Premiere, I just think we should have popcorn, maybe.
Yeah.
Love it.
And the great
Fantastic.
part is, I just mentioned it, some of you know this already, it's a teacher from another high school who has an amazing student group. They win all kinds, they're like Art Deca, right? They win all kinds of awards. And so they're coming with a whole crew, and some of our students are also going to be there to shadow. Because the hope is that we can start to build this in for something we would be doing with Bourne TV in the future. So
That's wonderful.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good-
Lots of
great
great things
connection.
Yeah,
happening.
to that
Chris,
point,
right?
Dr. Joe, that a lot of high schools do have television media programs, production programs, TV studios, and with Bourne TV being right here
Yeah.
in Bourne High School, you know, I know that the high school is taking on a lot right now, so at some point, I'd love to see some kind, even if it starts off as a club.
Right.
That would be really cool.
So we have
yeah.
podcasts now, but it'd be nice to have a video element.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
definitely there's so many career opportunities in film and media and
Yeah.
broadcast journalism.
Yeah.
that's awesome.
I love that club idea.
So
Did we have that at one point?
Yeah,
I feel
we
like
did
at one point
a
we
while
had it.
ago.
Okay.
Yeah. It was
Yeah,
way
it's also-
before my time. My understanding was when the teacher moved on to maybe some other place, it just couldn't get reinvigorated anymore. And now the technology is so old that it's really not
Yeah.
standard. So we're looking at, reinventing it maybe through Bourne TV.
Wonderful.
I have someone that I graduated, and he does all of the filming and stuff for like professional sports teams. So if that gets up and going, I can. Actually, it's Maggie Gilbert's brother. She works here.
Okay, yeah.
So we could probably get him in to do some lessons or something.
Awesome.
Nice. That's a good connection, yeah. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chris.
That's
Kristen,
awesome.
Donahue?
Thank you, yes, Kristen.
Sure.
I know you have some exciting news.
I
So.
do. So I am pleased to share positive news regarding our DESE monitoring, connecting to our coordinated corrective action plan. So the district's implementation of all the required practices has satisfied all the requirements. So we are found fully compliant in all areas of special education. So we no longer have to have further monitoring in those areas. So that was really, really exciting.
Congratulations. Yeah.
I do. It is
Great.
really not me. I do want to take a minute to extend my sincere appreciation to our special education teachers, administrative assistants, the special ed coordinators to really put it all together and make it come and make it happen. So it is really a reflection of their hard work and their high quality. So. We do have one remaining item related to the civil rights component, but Assistant Superintendent Bourning and I are working on that, and we expect a quick resolution on that issue as well. So, as has been said by everyone, so I will not be left out by not saying that I just wanted to acknowledge that it was Counselors Week, and did want to extend my appreciation as well. They really are key providers for our students and staff at times. Just wanted to say
That's
that.
nice. Oh, congratulations, that's exciting. All right, who do we do next? Are you doing Mr. Geist?
Yes,
Dr. Joe?
I'll be happy to jump in. I'm just went
Alrighty.
weird on my computer, so give me a minute to figure that out. But I'll just start it. Okay, so in your packet, this is for a vote. There is a CPA funds application that is Community Preservation Act. This money comes through the town. You all know how this works. And so we're applying for a feasibility study for central office. It was originally a capital request that was, for lack of a better word, not moved forward, right? I wouldn't say it was denied, but it wasn't moved forward. And during that time, one of the Board of Select said, that's a historic building. You should apply for CPA funds. So that's exactly what this is. This is the memo. There's a whole big packet. Mr. Geis, with your approval, we'll take this to probably 6 different meetings to explain kind of why we need this. So this is kind of a feasibility study. Again, it helps us understand how much it will cost. They're not doing the work. But it would be for siding and trim, water penetration, the back entrance staircase, which is the staircase to my office that is
that's like a death
questionable.
trap. Yeah, that's a death trap right there.
It's a little questionable, especially today when the light was out and I knew there was ice there and I couldn't see it, so that's why I was a little late. I went really slow.
Oh, my God.
Long story short, with your approval, we'll move forward on this. That will, again, help to preserve this building, which is a historic building. It really works well for our needs as office space and conference space. So we would like for to be good stewards of this building for a while. If you've seen the siding, it's in need of a lot. So hopefully this will get us to the next phase where it may or may not be a capital request or another CPA fund. So any questions? I'll be happy to try to answer them.
Really smart.
Yeah.
We were thankful that
Good
she
point.
mentioned that.
Yeah.
And then this will get it in by the deadline. Yes, we're applying for this on the 6th, so in 2 days it will go into the town.
Should I make a motion?
Yeah, no, I had a question, but I think it's so late, I can't even think right now. So this, let me see. All right, I guess.
There's a whole packet that went through Budget and Facility Sub as well.
Okay.
It's a much more detailed proposal.
Okay.
This is just the memo with the Reader's Digest version of how
Okay.
much. So we're asking for $30,000, which again is a placeholder, so we will get the actual number prior to going forward and asking for the money.
Okay. Okay. And then did we ever find out if we did need a design
This is the design phase, the feasibility design.
on the outside of the building? Wow, okay, all right.
So,
Okay.
so the reason it's 30,000 is because it can't be more than 30,000.
Okay.
And so if we put that placeholder in, then we can go down. We know it won't be any more than that.
Okay,
So
okay.
hopefully it will be less, but this is for them to inspect everything and, you know, not only have we had water penetration, we have critters that have come in many places, so we've already
Oh, you should not have told me that.
flying fuzzy critters. Flying fuzzy
Did you
critters.
hear about the bat? I'll tell
Best.
you later.
You need to hear that story. Poor Christine was scared out of that.
Oh, yeah, no, we have got to take
So we've
care of
already
this
spent a
one.
considerable amount of money to just make sure those critters can't get in again. But
Okay.
they will unless we do something about it.
Okay,
So-
all right, say no more.
Yeah.
All right, could we have a motion, please?
Move to approve, move forward the FY27 CPA funds application for historic preservation of the administrative building feasibility study.
Second that.
All right, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. Any abstentions? The motion passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, so I think there's only, you have a couple of more action items, but I have one more thing to show you. There's not a vote on this tonight for the superintendent's goals, but just, you now have them. In all honesty, they are repackaged for strategic plan goals, right? Because that is my work. There are 4 strategic plans.
gotcha.
There are 4 strategic plan goals. There are 4 here. So I try to call that out. So this professional practice goal is basically focus area 3, communication, and the steps that I'm personally going to be taking with that over the next year and a half is what's left. The student learning goal is focus area 1, teaching and learning. Tried to make it easy. So you'll see this is also in our SIPs with 80% of students will meet or exceed. I also put in that our SGP, our student growth, will rise. All of the different accountability pieces that you hear about every single year. This is just as much my work as it is the school's work. You have to have at least 1 district improvement goal. I put 2 because 4 goals total. So this is the finance and facilities one, which is the whole Move One Up plan, which you've seen the work on that already. So I know by June 2027, you should be able to evaluate me on that. There's so much work going into it. And also over here, I'm calling out the specific rubric alignment because there are goals, and then there's also rubric elements with ratings. And so I'm telling you what goes with what. So it'll be easy for you to align them.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And District Improvement Goal 2 is the culture and wellness one. So again, you've heard about our SEL practices, our curriculum. This is all really important stuff. So I just kind of put it into the DESI language so you know how to look at that. You can take a vote today, next month, whenever you'd like, but in essence, these are the goals I'm working on anyway. So at some point, you would vote to accept my goals. Okay. It wasn't on there as a vote today, so you don't have to do that today.
Yeah, do you want to do it next month?
Yep.
Yeah, let's do that next month. And then can we do an executive session together to discuss all of this?
I don't know if you can.
Okay.
I'm not sure that's one of
We'll
the
have to-
rules for executive session.
Okay, all right, well,
Yeah.
because you guys are new to this too.
You can do a workshop.
A
But it
workshop,
would still have
gotcha.
to be open.
Yep, okay,
Yeah.
gotcha, okay, great, yeah. It looks overwhelming, but it's
That's what we did last time.
Yeah,
workshop.
yeah. Yep. All righty. Do we want to just do the last 2 votes on our warrants and payroll? And then,
The minutes.
And then the
Yes.
minutes.
And then if
Yep,
you
the
had
minutes.
any committee reports, sorry, we really skipped that whole
Yes.
section because it was woven in.
exactly, yes. So may I have a,
Move to approve warrants and payroll.
did everybody see that? Yeah.
Yes, second that.
All righty. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Any abstentions? The motion passes unanimously. Thank you. All right, regular session meeting minutes of January 7th. That was in your folders as well. Did you guys see that?
Move to approve the regular session minutes of January 7th, 2026.
All right.
Second that.
Second, thank you, Kendallin. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. Any abstentions? The motion passes unanimously. Thank you. So we'll just add your review to the next future agenda item. Yeah, okay, thank you. All right, great. All right, and then we'll go backtrack a little bit to school committee subcommittees and district committee reports. So curriculum subcommittee?
We had met and we went over the program of studies, which was covered tonight.
That was, okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
And we're going to meet again in March.
Correct.
For the
We're
middle
not meeting
school.
this week.
Yeah, and middle school program studies. Great.
Perfect, thank you very much. How about policy subcommittee?
We're meeting next month.
Yes, okay, good. Oh, that's right, yeah. All right, budget and facilities sub?
You heard all the fun we've been
So
doing,
nothing
all
else,
about
okay.
it tonight.
I know, gosh, very good. Special Education Parent Advisory Council, CPAC?
Nothing new to report.
Nothing new to report, all righty. Diversity, district diversity, equity, inclusion?
We haven't met since the...
I do, Jessie did provide an update.
Oh, she did?
For that,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I mean, first of all, the whole DPIB committee, I think, was present, did training on the Friday, and
Yeah.
then was present for the Lunar New Year, so that was wonderful.
Oh, nice.
So thank you so much for being part of that. Jessie's update is that the DEI and B committee met in January with Dr. Cleese Warnham to begin important work focused on how the committee can best support and positively impact our district. The committee will meet again on February 24th in a virtual meeting beginning at 3:45. In addition, February is Black History Month. Teachers and librarians throughout the district will be highlighting the importance of Black American history and identifying age-appropriate ways to provide students with meaningful learning opportunities and access to resources.
Excellent.
I'm
Thank
glad you
you.
provided that because I completely forgot they met.
All good.
It
It is 9 o'clock at night.
It is, you know what, and we're all moms here, so.
Just to pause for a moment, for
Yeah.
Cape Cod Collaborative, I see that it's kind of listed as
Yeah, it
something
seems
else.
like it moved up,
Yeah, moved up. I did send all of you the quarterly report it's beautiful, it's amazing, it's like 4 pages. It kind of outlines things, so that wasn't too much, except for that was a great, form. So I'll try to send those when we get those as well. You get that? Do you get?
I do
it?
get those,
Okay,
thank you,
good.
yes.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you.
I sent it to your emails.
Awesome, thank you. Sorry, I skipped over that, did I? Yeah.
It wasn't
it
on
was
there,
kind
she
of-
just
yeah,
added
It was, no, it was paginated up with the CPAC, so I'm sorry, it was a
Yeah.
typo. It
okay.
moved up.
Good, thank you. District Technology Committee?
We met yesterday. We had a good conversation around professional development and how to just put out quick little hits on technology PD, 15, 20-minute sessions before school, after school, other than just your regular professional development days. And then that's it. That's all I
Nice.
have.
You meet with people before school, too?
No, well,
No.
we can.
Yeah.
Not right now, but we're
Oh.
looking at ways to just get information out. There's always new technologies, as
Yeah.
everyone knows.
Yes.
So we try to push into rooms or push into schools to help people out during PD days or just during the regular work day. But we're trying to be flexible and offer just quick little pop-ins 10 minutes before school starts, or if they
That's
want to come and
awesome.
visit us, or we're just looking at different ways to
Be more
get that.
accessible,
Yeah,
maybe, yeah.
exactly. So,
Nice. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Very
I know I didn't say that very eloquently, but yeah.
No, you did.
It's 9
Yeah.
o'clock.
I'm just thinking of that.
Give the 9 o'clock update.
It really is. It's so late. But I'm just thinking of that big closet with all your.
It's flashing lights.
I know.
Yeah, a lot of lights. Yeah. Oh
She
gosh.
thinks it's a wardrobe or something.
Yeah, I know, right? District School Wellness Advisory Committee. Is that you too? No, that's Jordan.
Yeah, I mean,
We met the other day.
Yeah, we met the other day, and I think
We're kind of, she
just
kind of was like,
posting.
great job. It's,
Yeah.
I know. I mean, I'm new to
consultant.
the committee. Yeah, we have a consultant for this year. She's finishing off the second of 2 years. So we have made a lot of progress around educator wellness was one of the goals. And so the nurses have taken a big lead on that in terms of putting out a quarterly newsletter that highlights some of the available, like the EAP, and also just other things that are available to educators for personal wellness. And then they've all been offering yoga after school or before school for educators.
That is
So that was like, we kind of checked off one of our goals, like,
yeah, that was good.
yeah, so, and I think the last meeting will be to kind of recap on our work and plan for next year.
That's awesome. Is that a paid consultant?
From the
No,
state.
she's
The
through the
state.
state, yeah.
Oh, nice. So we get her, yeah.
So, I don't know that much about it. She's
No.
through the, we do not pay her. Yeah.
You don't pay her, okay.
She was to help us meet our goals around, you're
Nice.
required to have the school, the
Yeah,
wellness
yes, good,
policy.
yep.
And she helped shape the wellness policy and finish that.
Nice, okay, I
It's
love that.
actually a funded mandate.
It's a what, sorry?
It's a funded mandate, right?
Funded mandate,
Oh,
yeah.
really? Funded
There aren't that many
mandate,
of those.
wow.
Yeah, that's true.
All righty, okay, so that's good. And then discussion items as directed by the committee? I don't really think we have any.
I think we did a lot.
I think we talked a lot tonight. Yeah, we did. And we have our future agenda items. Perfect.
Move to adjourn meeting.
Thank you.
I second that.
Second, okay, any discussion on that?
No.
Nope. All right, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed, no? Any abstentions? The motion passes unanimously. Thank you very much. Have a great evening, everybody.
Good night.
Thank you so much.